And brought to you live via New York City, this is Bombers Game Mic. I'm Paul D, and tonight I have for you Game 2 in this 3-game set of the San Diego Padres taking the St. Louis Cardinals on down at Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis on the western banks of the mighty Mississippi. Now, with all that being said, I appreciate you so much for your kind words, and once again, my apologies for having the necessity to cancel last night's stream. I am still very heavily battling a bug here that really came on hard in me from about early to mid-afternoon yesterday, and it was less than pleasant to say the least. In fact, the one thing that I can tell you is this, as far as how I am feeling right now. I'm actually not feeling greatly improved physically. However, one, my voice does sound better, and two is I have it set up now so I can more just, make my way through this, because there was no way I was going down for 2 nights in a row here. But I very much appreciate all the kind words of support and encouragement. And really, it's just wonderful to be back here with you all tonight, getting ourselves some more Cardinal action. So thank you all so much. Now, what was the talk of the town last night? 2 words. Dustin May. Dustin May going the distance. A 1-hit shutout of the San Diego Padres. 9 strikeouts. This guy is seriously turning around his season, and I am all sorts of interested in taking a look at what you all have to say about that game from last night when we begin here shortly. But before we do begin, join the Game Mic roll call. Let me know where you're watching or listening from here in Game 2, and back from my very brief hiatus. In any case, however, I need to give you the starting lineups here for the San Diego Padres, with Andre Pallante on the mound for the Redbirds. So, leading off at second is Fernando Tatis Jr. Batting second in center field is Jackson Merrill. Batting third, hitting third is Manny Machado. Batting cleanup at shortstop is Xander Bogaerts. Batting fifth in left field is Sheets. Batting sixth out and right is Taylor. Batting seventh at first base is Ty France. At DH tonight, batting eighth is Wagner, and batting 9 behind the dish is Duran, and they will be up against the right-handed pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, none other than Andre Pallante, who's actually been pitching far better than you think he has over what his last 4 starts. We'll get into the rest of that in a moment. But for the leadoff, rather for the lineup for the Cardinals when they come around in the bottom of the order there, rather the bottom half of the frame, it's going to be J.J. Weatherall leading off playing second. Batting second behind the dish is Ivan Herrera. Batting third at first base tonight is Alec Burleson. Batting cleanup in right field is Jordan Walker. Batting fifth out and left is Lars Nootbaar. Batting sixth at shortstop, the right-handed hitting Mason Wynn. Batting seventh at DH tonight is Jimmy Crooks. Batting eighth in the lineup at third is Blaze Jordan. And then batting ninth out in center field, the lefty hitting Nathan Church. And of course, going for the Padres this evening is none other than Michael King. He is a right-hander that you cannot sleep on. He is quite good. He has not been good of late, but overall his 2026 has been pretty representative, as have his career numbers. So let me pop in there into the chat. Once again, it's wonderful to be back. Thank you all so much for joining me here tonight Ronald Lyle from the Green Mountain State. Happy Tuesday, chap from Vermont. Great day for a ball game/win. Hit the like button and subscribe. Help Paul build the channel. Go Birds. Thank you so much, Ronald. Eric Boys. Hey, Ronald. Indeed. Brother Joe. Number 6 on the likes. War Cry. Brother Paul, are you okay? I know you are a soldier, but your health is number 1 in sport. I wish you nothing but the best in life. I'm a lifer. Well, Brother Joe, like I said, I'm more prepared to handle today. I'm not feeling any better really yet, but the difference today is that if I had done it yesterday, what I would have done would have been worse than nothing, whereas coming into today, I could prep myself in better ways to make sure that I was all together here and things of that nature, where I wasn't caught flat-footed, which yesterday most certainly was. Now, here's C. John. Would it be funny if Paul A.D. put random Cardinal player /fan /icon /St. Louis folk on the game night graphic? See who can definitely identify back. Very good. Hey, Robert's Outs. What a game by May last night. Yeah, it was insane. I look forward to talking more about that. David Hodge, very good game. May and Crooks, keep it up. Go Cardinals. Let's get our pitchers some runs to work with. You better believe it. Hey, the Fire Phoenix. Hey, Paul D, let's go Cardinals. Cheers to the Pacific Northwest. And so we're only about a little over 2 minutes away now from scheduled first pitch. Going tonight for the Cardinals is the right-hander Andre Pallante. And he is up against the righty Michael King for the Padres. Looks like a beautiful night out there in downtown St. Louis. The Cardinals are wearing their standard primary white top, white bottoms, standard red cap, interlocking STL, and white letters on the front. And not a huge crowd as yet filtering in for the action. But they're getting there one step at a time. And so we are nearly a minute away here from scheduled first pitch. Leading off will be Fernando Tatis Jr. He'll be followed by Jackson, Maryland center batting second. Manny Machado hitting third, playing third. Hitting cleanup at short will be Xander Bogaerts. Out in left field in the 5-hole will be Sheets. In the 6-hole out and right will be Taylor. Out there at first, batting 7th is going to be the first baseman, Ty France. At DH is going to be Wagner in the 8-hole, and batting 9 behind the dish is the catcher, Duran. Thurman, so good to see you, my friend. Dustin pitched a beautiful game last night. If May keeps improving, I don't think we should even think about trading him. That's something we should all talk about tonight, Fire Phoenix. Now, here comes Pallante, and onto the field comes the St. Louis Cardinals as they begin getting warmed up. And as Fernando Tatis Jr. begins loosening up in the on-deck circle for the San Diego Padres. Let's get Paul a personal record of like to show how much he was missed last night. Ronald, thank you so much. That really does mean a lot to me. I mean, right now, like I said, I'm not really feeling any better than I did last night. Andre Pallante, he's currently 7-4 on the year. Let me give you quickly his numbers here. All right. On the year, Andre Pallante through 13 games. He's 7-4 with a 3.88 ERA through 69 2/3 innings pitched. 56 strikeouts against a whip of 1.26. Nootbaar's in left, Church in center, Walker in right, Jordan at third, Wynn at short, Weatherald at second, Burleson at first, Herrera behind the dish, and Pallante is on the mound. That is your defensive alignment for the Cardinals. And the righty, Fernando Tatis Jr., he is just about ready to get into that box there. He'll be followed by Jackson Merrill and then Manny Machado, 1, 2, 3 in the order. But in all seriousness, I missed you guys a great deal last night. It felt weird having a game on that was the St. Louis Cardinals that I wasn't calling. But we can discuss this more in a bit. Now, Stepping into the box is Fernando Tatis Jr. Yours truly is stepping up to the microphone. Pallante begins cleaning up the rubber there. So this is game 2 of 3. Last night on the right arm of May, a 3-0 victory. Righty-righty matchup. Coming wind is Pallante. The first pitch to Tatis. Called strike. 4-seam fastball, inner third below the belt. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Fernando Tatis Jr. hitting .279 on the year. Righty-righty matchup. Coming winds Pallante. The 0-1. A slider well away and over the lefty batter's box. The count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. So, ultimately, hopefully, I'm well prepared enough today to make this thing work. Otherwise, I'm just going to soldier it out. Coming winds Pallante. He deals. Strike. Sinker. Inside corner thigh high to the righty, hitting Fernando Tatis Jr. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So that is the story here, folks. Pallante comes wind. He deals. Foul tipped on the slider away. Just got a piece of that one, did Tatis Jr., and the count remains 1-2. How did Missing Game Mike enjoy doing the show the other day? She enjoyed it quite a lot, Ronald. I definitely have more thoughts on that. But Fernando Tatis Jr. through 31 games, .295, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs in his career against the Cardinals. It's a 1-2 count with nobody on, nobody out. Now here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit out there to right field. Going back in front of the track is Jordan Walker fighting the sun in front of the wall. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Well, the first thing I think it is important to know is that she was familiar with so many of you because she watches and she'll follow the chat external from when or where I'm doing it. So she had a good, strong idea of the cast of characters here. And she enjoyed it quite a lot. Now, here's the lefty Jackson Merrill. He's hitting .205 on the air. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the first pitch. Strike, 4-seam fastball down Broadway, 95 miles per hour. The count is 0-1. Now, Jackson Merrill in 68 games, .205, 7 home runs with 27 RBIs. Righty-lefty matchup. Coming wide is Pallante, the 0-1. Hit down the right side, fielded there on a couple of hops by Weatherall. He throws to first in time for the second out of the inning. So she knew what to expect in terms of personalities. You know, she's a people person, first and foremost. And so she really enjoyed engaging with everybody here in the way that we usually do. And it was a pleasure having her here. Now, here's Manny Machado, the right-hander. He's hitting .177 on the year. Here's the pitch. Strike, 4-seam fastball on the outside corner at the knees to the big right-handed hitting third baseman for San Diego, and the count is 0-1. So she had a lot of fun doing that. Coming winds, Pallante, the 0-1, swinging strike on the slider, down and away and out of the zone. Doing a little favor there was Machado for Pallante. Counts 0-2. Infield defense shaded slightly towards left. Outfield defense slightly shaded towards right. Coming winds, Pallante, the 0-2. A slider down and away, clear out of the zone. The count is 1-2. So she was really happy to do it. At some point, I'd love to have her back on. And it was a wonderful experience. Coming wind is Pallante. The 1-2 pitch. Hit to the left side, right there on a hop to Jordan at third. He throws to first in time for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 1/2 inning of play, it is the San Diego Padres nothing, and the St. Louis Cardinals coming to bat. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. All right. Let us see here. All right. So she really enjoyed it, and I really appreciate you asking, Ronald. Oh, hi, Ethan. How are you? If you're just joining us here, join the Game Mike roll call. Let me know where you're watching or listening from. I am back after my one entirely necessary and in no way optional sick day, so I thank you all so much for that. Dallas Cowboy fans for life. Feel better, Paul. Good luck, my dude. Thank you so much, Dallas Cowboys fan for life. Ronald Duffney. Hi. Hi, Ronald Duffney. The Fire Phoenix. Attack that strike zone, Andre. Cheers to that. Thurman. I tried watching the game last night on MLB play-by-play. Oh, interesting. I hope you enjoyed yourself, Thurman. Robert, we need to take these guys while they are slumping. Okay. Ethan, hey, Paul, where were you last night? I couldn't find you last night. Yours truly was very, very sick in bed. And quite honestly with you, after this game is over, that's pretty much where I'm going to be going back to. However, tonight I'm better prepared to handle this, and, I'll be fine. I'm just glad to see everybody is here, and everybody's enjoying themselves, and that we have ourselves some St. Louis Cardinal baseball to look forward here tonight. So J.J. Weatherall, he's going to be leading it off here for the Cardinals in the bottom of the first inning. He's going to be followed, of course, by Ivan Herrera, then Alec Burleson, Jordan Walker, Lars Nootbaar, Mason Wynn. You get the idea. I read it out a couple times. Now here's Michael King, the right-hander, 4 for 5 with a 3.46 ERA, 32 walks against 72 strikeouts, a 1.15 whip in 14 starts this year. Primarily works off the sinker, the changeup, the sweeper, the four-seamer, and the slider. So that's important to know. Into the box is Weatherall. Here's the first pitch. Strike, outside corner at the knees to the lefty Weatherall. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Coming wind is King. He deals. A sinker just missed off the corner, and the count is 1-1. J.J. Weatherall, 251 with 10 home runs, 31 RBIs in 66 games, a 751 OPS. Righty-lefty matchup. Coming wind is King. He deals. A changeup down and in and clear out of the zone. And the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. So J.J. Weatherall, man, I can't say it enough. He's like he was born a veteran or something. Now here's a pitch. Strike, inside corner below the belt with that sinker. And the count comes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Michael King works from the full wind with nobody on, which is becoming more and more rare these days. It's a 2-2 count, righty-lefty matchup. King winds and deals. A changeup down and in out of the zone, 88 miles an hour, and the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, well, thank you so much, Fire Phoenix. I really do appreciate that. It's a milestone to be sure, one I'm very happy to have gotten to. The 3-2 pitch. Chopped down the third base side, a number down the line, picked up by King. There is no throw at first because there was nobody there to get it in time. And J.J. Weatherall has a leadoff, basically swinging bunt. So the Cardinals now have a runner on first with nobody. It was a swinging bunt that served as a leadoff hit. By the time King got to it, it was about 2 feet from the line. Caught everybody on their heels, and now J.J. Weatherall is on first with nobody out. Now here comes Ivan Herrera. He is behind the dish tonight. It's a righty-righty matchup. Weatherall leads off first. Here's the pitch. A slider away and out of the zone, 93 miles an hour, and the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Infield defense is definitely aligned towards left with the righty Herrera in the box. Big sun out there in right and center field here in the early going. Here's the 1-0. Pop foul and out of play over the visiting dugout, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. This is very true, C. John. I do need to make sure that the pipes are all prepped for 250. That's going to be a big day. Weatherall leads off first. From the stretch is King. It's a 1-1 count to Herrera. Coming set is King. The 1-1. A sweeper inside and off the plate. And the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Ivan Herrera's hitting .264 on the year. 9 homers and 31 ribeyes, an .823 OPS. Coming set at the stretch is King. He deals. Hit foul down the third base side on the sinker in, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brother Joe. I'm here, brother. Been cooking homemade chili. Oh, that sounds fantastic, Joe. I can't put it any other way, man. That sounds great. Leading off first is Weatherall. Throws back over to first. Back in time is King. Rather, back in time is Weatherall on the throw from King. Count remains 2-2. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Weatherall leads off first, 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Well upstairs and out of the zone. 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. And the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. So runner on first with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. No score. Back into the box is Herrera. Coming set at the stretch is Michael King. Here's a 3-2. He's going down towards second, and he fouls it down the first baseline on the changeup away. So JJ has to go all the way back. Hey, Puggy, watch the language on that, please. Family friendly here. Here he goes towards second, chopped up the middle, fielded there at short. There's no play at second. He throws to first to get Herrera. So moving down to second on the play is J.J. Weatherall, and that's the first out of the inning. All right. Quinn Bray 499. What's up, brother? Hope you're having a great day. I'm very happy to be here. Now here's Alec Burleson for his first at-bat. Coming set is King. He deals. Strike, sinker down Broadway. And the count is 0-1 to Alec Burleson in 69 games, hitting .287 with 13 home runs, 52 RBIs, and .847 OPS. Leading off second is Weatherall. Moved over there on the ground ball by Herrera. Here's the pitch. And there's a high pop-up out into left field. Left fielder's underneath it. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And Burleson was not at all pleased with himself on that. He got underneath it, did not take it for the drive. Now the defensive alignment got Sheets in left, Merrill in center, Taylor in right, Machado at third, Bogarts at short, Tatis Jr. at second, France at first, Duran behind the plate, and Michael King is on the mound. That's your defensive alignment this evening for the San Diego Padres. Runner on second with 2 out, no score. Now here's Jordan Walker, righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Strike, sweeper, outside corner at the knees to the big hitting right fielder for St. Louis. Count is 0-1. Coming set is King. Here's the 0-1. A sinker up and away, originally called a ball. It is being challenged here, I believe, by the Cardinals. Let's see what happens. And it's confirmed it is indeed a strike, and so the count is 0-1. So the Padres make the challenge. They win the challenge. It's, in fact, an 0-2 there. It's a righty-righty matchup with a runner on second with 2 out. It's an 0-2 count. Coming set is Michael King. He deals. A sinker down and in, out of the zone, 96 miles an hour. The count is 1-2. Hey, good to see you, Bob. I'll be with you in just a moment. Coming set is King. Runner leads off second with 2 out. He'll be gone on contact. Here's the pitch. Foul down the first base side and out of play on the sweeper way. The count remains 1-2. All right. Paulie D, what's up, Redbirds fans? Just hopefully another well-played game that translates into a Cardinal victory, Bob. Runner on second. There are 2 outs in the bottom of the first, no score. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jordan Walker. and the count is 1-2. Hey, Roger Baseman is in the house. Tucson. Lost the feed yesterday and couldn't get it back. It's all right, Roger. There wasn't a game to be called here on Game Mike, so you got back at the right time. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A sweeper away. Could Walker hold his swing? Yes, says Blue down the first baseline, and that evens out the count at 2 strikes. So Jordan Walker's able to hold his swing on that sweeper down and away from Michael King. Now it's a runner on second with 2 outs, a 2-2 count, bottom of the first inning. There is no score. It's a righty-righty matchup. Coming set at the stretch is King. The 2-2. Out and away, a four-seam fastball nowhere near the zone at 96 miles an hour, and the count is now full, 3 strikes. Ethan, 51 likes, 182 people. Like the stream. Let's go, Cards. Cheers, Ethan. Thank you so much. Back onto the bump is Michael King. It is a full count. Here's a 3-2. Hit to the right side. Fielded there on the ground by Tatis Jr. He throws to first in time for the third and final out of the inning. So, Cardinals, they strand a runner in scoring position and are not able to get anything across. So after one full inning of play, it is the San Diego Padres nothing. It is the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. We head to the top of the second inning. I'm Paul D. And if you're enjoying my call of Redbirds action here, please do leave a like. It helps this channel out a ton. You want to see more? By all means, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard. And on top of that, thank you so much for spending part of your Tuesday evening here with me. With that said, no score going to the top of the second inning. Now, that game last night that Dustin May pitched was incredible. I felt so bad when I as I'm seeing this unfold, and I'm thinking to myself, oh man, I wish I could have called this. I would have loved to have called this game. But unfortunately, that's the way it happens sometimes. But boy, you know, that pickup and velocity of his, you know, he's getting more separation between the sinker and the off-speed stuff, getting more swings and misses on the sweeper, both down and away to the righties, down and into the lefties, the cutter on the lefties. I mean, this guy is really in a stretch right now, and he's healthy. Hey, Tris, good to see you. Hey, Paul D. I'm at a minor league baseball game with my dad. Reading Phillies versus Hartford Yargoats. Top of the fourth, 3-1 Phillies. Well, I got to give it up to the Hartford Yargoats because that is my home state. All right, we are back here for the top of the second inning. Leading off is going to be the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts, then the left fielder, Sheets, followed by the right fielder tonight, Samad Taylor. Out there on the bump is Pallante for his second frame of work. All righty. Andre Pallante is pitching tonight, Joe. 1 out, shutout. Awesome. You better believe it. You better believe it. Now, here's the first pitch. Strike right down broad with a slider to Bogaerts, and the count is 0-1. So there's no score here in the top of the second inning. Come and wind is the righty Pallante, righty-righty matchup. The 0-1 pitch. A knuckle curve well high and out of the zone. The count is 1 strike. Back into the box is the righty Bogaerts, who's hitting a muscular 226 this year. Coming winds Pallante, the 1-1 pitch. Check swing on the slider down the way. Did he go around? No, says Blue down the first baseline. And the count is now 2 strike. 8 home runs, 27 RBIs, a 650 OPS in 67 games for Xander Bogaerts. Now here's the 2-1 from Pallante. Foul back behind the plate and out of play on the four-seam fastball in at 95 miles an hour. And the count is 2 strikes. And yes, May did get help from the Cardinals. It was really impressive to watch the whole thing. Coming wide is Pallante. It is. Hit foul down the third baseline on the slider in 87 miles an hour. The count remains 2-2. And we got May from the Dodgers. I think they signed him as a free agent, didn't they? I thought they signed him on a one-year deal with the mutual option for the second. I could be wrong. Coming wide is Pallante. The pitch. Hit out there down the right field line into foul territory, giving chase is Burleson, and he makes the catch over his shoulder for the first out of the inning. A very fine feat of athleticism there by Alec Burleson in foul territory in right field at Busch Stadium. He easily had to have gone over 20 yards to track it in over his shoulder, and that's the first out of the inning. So nobody on with one out. Now here's the first pitch to the lefty Sheets. Strike, four-seam fastball right down Broadway. The count is 0-1. Lefty Sheets hitting .228 with 11 home runs and 30 RBIs in 65 games, a .769 OPS. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Coming wide is Pallante. He deals. A slider up and away and out of the zone, 86 miles an hour, and the count is now 1 strike. Oh, well, thank you, Bob. I've been doing my best, as best I can. Pallante, he wants the 1-1 to Sheets. Swinging strike on the knuckle curve in 77 miles an hour, and the count is 1 strikes. Your voice sounds right, Paul D. You know, the guys on the radio spell each other and switch innings. Our man Paul D is just in beast mode on the mic all the time. Bob, it definitely has its challenges. It's a righty-lefty matchup. It's a 1-2 count. Pallante ahead in the count. 1-2 to the hitter Sheets. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Chopped down towards second. Fielded on the ground there by Weatherall. Throws to first in time to get Sheets at the bag at first for the second out of the inning. No, it definitely has its challenges, Bob. And, I think of it as a long-term adaptation. Firefig. Yeah, May was selected by the Dodgers third in 2016. I was talking about just the offseason, not where he was drafted. But, all right. Now, here is the righty Taylor hitting .357. Here's the first pitch from Pallante. He shows bunt, pulls back, but it's called a strike on the slider right down the middle. And the count is 0-1. So nobody on with two outs here. From the full wind is Andre Pallante. He comes wide. The pitch. A sinker down and away, missed just low. That brings the count to 1 strike. The stands are slowly beginning to fill out here at Busch Stadium tonight. It's a 1-1 count. Righty-righty matchup. Coming wide is Pallante. He deals. Fouled over towards the Cardinals on deck circle on the slider, and the count is 1 strikes. So Pallante making a little bit of a habit, getting himself ahead in the count here on these Padre hitters tonight. He has his pitch. Now here's the 1-2. Hit down the third base side, fielded there by Blaze Jordan on a hop. He throws to first in time. And that'll do it. Down in order go the Padres. We head to the bottom of the second inning. There is no score down at Busch Stadium in this second game of 3 in this fine National League matchup here on the Tuesday night. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Okay. Paul, what do I have in terms of, are you talking about like illness and whatnot? Obviously a sore throat, achiness, terrible headache, honestly. It's not fun, but we do what we do. John Wilms. Hi, everyone. John from Wentzville, Missouri here. How's it going? How's it doing? Couldn't find the game on YouTube yesterday. How is New York going for you and Mrs. Game Mike if you are still there? Okay. So, her portion of the trip where she was able to join me has ended, so she went back to St. Louis earlier today. The reason you didn't find it on YouTube is because it wasn't on YouTube. I had to call a last-minute cancellation because I am very, very sick at the moment. Yesterday would have been... I couldn't have done it yesterday, and while I don't feel really any better today, I'm just more prepared for the challenge today. I kind of got snake bitten with it, but overall we are enjoying ourselves, and that's really important. So I appreciate you asking, John. I always enjoy coming to this portion of the world, and just dealing with the challenge here, calling this game at the moment, doing everything that can be done to focus on the action and relay it to all the wonderful people watching or listening, wherever they may be watching or listening. All right. We are back here for the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Lars Nootbaar followed by Mason Wynn and then Jimmy Crooks. So a left, right, left, and then Blaze Jordan and Nate Church if we get there. And they're having a fine in-game interview with Dustin May. Man, that is a powerful beard. Is it Joe Breeding that has deemed him our Flying Dutchman? I was thinking about that the entire game last night, Joe. I'm assuming you're out there listening to this too. All right. Stepping in the box is Nootbaar. Here's the first pitch from King. Four-seam fastball up and away, foul down the third baseline. And the count is no balls and one strike. No, Joe Brady, if you were out there, when I was watching him pitch, I was like, there's the Dutchman. There he goes. I think it was you, Joe. Here's the 0-1 to Nootbaar. A sinker down and in and out of the zone, 94 miles an hour. The count is one ball and one strike. Nobody on with nobody out. It's the bottom of the second inning, no score. Michael King comes wide, the 1-1 to Nootbaar. Change-up strike on the inner third, a little above the knees, 87 miles an hour. And the count is one ball and two strikes. Beautiful, brother Joe. Coming wide is King, the 1-2 pitch. Just high there, the catcher. Duran behind the plate just kept holding it there and seeing if he just kept holding it there, if the umpire would change the decision. You want him to change the decision, just challenge the thing. The 2-2 to Nootbaar. A changeup down and way out of the zone over the righty batter's box, and the count is now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's like, why are we waiting for this, folks? You want a different outcome? Touch the helmet. Full count, coming wide is King, the 3-2. Foul tip there by Nootbaar on the sinker in, and the count remains 3-2. Is the hardest part of broadcasting doing when the team struggles? How do you get motivated when that happens? That's a really good question, John. I'm happy to answer that in a moment. It's a 3-2 count, righty-lefty matchup with the righty King on the mound against the lefty hitting Nootbaar. Nobody on, nobody out. 3-2 count, bottom of the second inning, no score. And boy, they are taking their time out there at the moment. Now King comes wide, and here's a 3-2. Ball 4 on the sinker, up and in, so Lars Nootbaar draws a leadoff walk in the bottom of the second inning for the Cardinals, and nobody's complaining about that. Now here comes Mason Wynn. That's a good question, John. Does it? Okay. How do I get motivated? And what's the hardest part about it? Well, the hardest part about it is, especially when you have a rooting interest in it, is, obviously you want to see them do well. And it's more than just that. Now, here's the first pitch to Mason Wynn. Four-seam fastball strike, down and in and at the knees, and the count is no balls, one strike. So there's that part about it. But on top of that, coming to the stretch is King. He deals, showing bunt is Wynn, pulling back. The sinker's called a strike on the outside corner below the belt. And the count is 0-2. But when you're broadcasting it, you also want to be able to broadcast crisp, good baseball, whatever the outcome, because it helps keep you engaged. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Mason Wynn. Because that's really where it's at. You know, when they're having fun out there, so are we. 232, 2 home runs, 26 RBIs, 63 games. Righty-righty matchup. Nootbaar leads off first. Here's the pitch. Fouled back on the sweeper in. The count remains 0-2. And the way you stay motivated, at least the way I do, is to remind myself of something, which is how cool is what I'm getting to do. You know, win or lose. And that there's always things that you can do personally to improve your performance. Common set is King. He throws over to first. Back in time, the head first slide is Nootbaar, and the count remains 0-2. So there's always something that you can improve on in your game, calling it, whatever it might be. And that's also part of it as well. So when it gets really down to that, you know, then it just comes into, well, how can I become a better broadcaster? The 0-2 pitch. Chop foul down the third baseline on a sinker in. The count remains 0-2. I mean, that's really the best way I can put it. Alrighty. So there's a runner on first with nobody out. Bottom of the second inning, there's no score. It's an 0-2 count. Righty-righty matchup with the righty King on the mound. This will be his 34th pitch. He deals. And there's a high pop out there into center field. Coming in a few feet is Jackson Merrill, and that will be the first out of the inning. So a can of corn there out in center field represents the first out of the inning. I did think of you, Paul, last night. Well, thank you so much, Robert Outs. I did the Bomber air guitar after the win yesterday. I'm so glad to hear that. Good stuff. Righty-lefty matchup now. Here's the lefty hitting catcher, Jimmy Crooks. Here's the pitch. Chop foul down the first base side and out of play. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Jimmy Crooks right now, he's hitting .214 on the year. Nootbaar leads off first. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Jimmy Crooks very slowly coming into his own at the big lead level. At the stretch is King, the 0-1. Inside a sinker, up and in, 93 miles an hour, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. This next will be the 37th for Michael King. Coming set, the letters is King. He deals. Hit to the right side. Fielded there by the second position, Tatis. He picks it up, throws to first in time for the second out of the inning. Lars Nootbaar advances to second on the ground out, where Jimmy Crooks is thrown out at first by Tatis. So that'll put a runner at second with 2 out in the bottom of the second inning. And the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Now here's Blaze Jordan, the right-handed hitting third baseman in the 8-hole, hitting .333, righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Just looked like a piece of his bat up and in, like off the bottom nub. And it's a strike, and it's an 0-1 count to Blaze Jordan with a runner on second. Infield defense clearly shaded towards left with the righty hitting Blaze Jordan. Coming set is King, the 0-1. Foul back and over the on-deck circle for the Cardinals on the sweeper away. And the count is now no balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch is going to be Michael King's 40th. It's a righty-righty matchup. King is ahead in the count 0-2. Coming set up the numbers is King. He deals. Hit to the left side and into left center field for a base hit. Rounding third, coming home is Nootbaar. He will score, and that will give the Cardinals an early 1-0 lead on the stand-up RBI double with 2 outs for Blaze Jordan. And the Cardinals have a 1-0 lead. Oh, that was an absolutely wonderful piece of hitting there by Blaze Jordan. It looked like it was a flat breaking ball away, and then he just kind of served it out there into left center field, and that will make it a 1-0 Cardinal lead in the bottom of the second inning. Now here's the lefty hitting Nate Church. He's the center fielder in the 9-hole. Now here's the first pitch. Foul tipped it towards the Cards on deck circle, and the count is 0-1. Yeah, he was a great call-up, Ronald. He's been very dialed in. Very impressive. It's a righty-lefty matchup with the lefty hitting Church. Here's the 0-1. Hit out there the right side and into right field for a base hit. Coming around third and scoring is Blaze Jordan, and that will give the Cardinals a 2-0 lead on the 2-out RBI single by Nate Church. And they are now out ahead in this one, 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning. And right there, he just found one away. It looked like a changeup that was largely left up. And then he just hooked it more or less, I'd say about 10 feet to the left of the right field line. And that puts a runner on first with 2 outs. 2 in here in the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 Cardinals here in game 2. So the Cardinals are finding their way into this game against Michael King. And there's a powwow out in the mound between the infield and the pitching coach. Evening all from Dixon, Missouri. Missed you all last night. We missed you too, Q-Man. That one was on me. That one was on me. Did Blaze get a double, and how did he get home? All right, Blaze got a double. It was an RBI double, and he scored on an RBI single there by Nathan Church. Those are both of the runs. All righty. Let's get this thing broken up there and get back to the action, folks. They are moving very slow. All right, now here is J.J. Weatherholt for his second at-bat. Thrown over to first is King. Back in time with the head first slide is Nate Church. J.J. Weatherholt, he is 1 for 1. It's a righty-lefty matchup. On deck is Ivan Herrera. Coming set at the stretch is King. He deals a sinker away, clear out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Hope you're feeling better, Paul. Richard, I'm not feeling better yet. I'm still very sick. But I'm better prepared to handle this in a way I wouldn't have been last night. Now here's the 1-0 to Weatherholt. A sinker up and away and out of the zone, 92 miles an hour. The count is 2-0. See, John. How about this guy, Blaze? Every time I hear his name, I think of American Gladiators. Like I said, the marketing department for the Cardinals and Major League Baseball more generally are salivating. Runner leads off first with 2 out. Common set is King from the stretch. He deals a changeup away and out of the zone over the righty batter's box. The count is now 3-0. I mean, it's just like the perfect sports star name. Church leads off first with 2 out. 2 already in for the Cardinals in the bottom of the second inning. It's 2-0 St. Louis. Here's a pitch from King. Ball 4, so all of them are right and clear out of the zone. You might as well have just put up 4 fingers there against J.J. Weatherholt, given the result. And that puts runners on first and second with 2 out in the bottom of the second inning. Now here comes, Ivan Herrera. I'm getting ahead of myself here, folks. Ivan Herrera for his second at-bat of the night. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Ivan Herrera is 0 for 1 tonight. On deck is Alec Burleson, and if we get that far, Jordan Walker. It's a righty-righty matchup. Coming set at the stretch is King. The first pitch to Herrera. Swinging strike on the sweeper, down and away. Swung underneath that one, did Herrera. And the count is no balls, 1 strike. You're very sick. How are you announcing? I'll get to that in a moment. The 0-1. Up and in and out of the zone, a sweeper. The count is 1-1. The way I'm announcing is I have tea here. I have water. I'm staying hydrated. I've been trying to get as much rest as possible. Coming set is King. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch to Herrera. Fouled straight back on the sinker in. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. That and just, I had to call it last night. I wasn't able to handle it in the way that was necessary last night. Not feeling any better, but I'm more prepared to handle this situation. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. It's a 1-2 count. Coming sets King. He deals. There's a fly ball out to center field. Coming in a few feet is the center fielder. He makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. But not before the bats of Blaze Jordan and Nate Church get in on the action for the Cardinals. And after 2 full innings of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 2 and the San Diego Padres nothing. I'm Paul D, and if you're enjoying my call of this Redbirds action here on Game Mike on this Tuesday evening, of which I thank you so much for spending part of yours with me, please do leave a like. It helps my channel out here a tremendous amount, and I really appreciate it. If you want to see more, by all means hit subscribe. Would love to have you aboard. With that said, 2-0 Cardinals going to the top of the third inning. Let's get that set up again properly. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we are. So leading off, coming up here is going to be Ty France, followed by none other than Will Wagner, or Wilhelm Wagner, if you will. And then the catcher Duran. Andre Pallante will be coming out for his third frame of work. Tea and filtered water is all you need. It definitely helps, Brother Joe. Ethan, Walker for MVP. I hope so. John, I hope you feel better, Paul. Thank you so much. Alan, okay. Alrighty. So hopefully that answers those questions. Josh Bradley, dang, y'all. Gotta bounce for a bit. Be back to the end. Go Cards. Cheers, Josh Bradley. Okay. Alrighty. Yes, I do use honey, Alan, no doubt. Yeah, keep it clean, everybody down there. I do not like having to remove, gross comments. I don't want to hear about your bathroom activity. Nobody wants to hear about it, and if they do, please take it somewhere else. Alrighty. Pallante is out for the top of the third inning, and in comes the first baseman, the righty hitting Ty France. Coming wand is Pallante. The first pitch to France. Strike right down Broadway, 95 miles an hour, and the count is 0-1. Unfortunately, Alan, no. But right now, I'm not really getting paid anyway for this, so it doesn't much matter. Here's the 0-1. Down and way out of the zone, the count is 1-1. With the exception of the odd super chat. I'm doing this right now because I want to. Ty France, 252 with 6 home runs, 18 RBIs, a 755 OPS. Coming wand is Pallante, the 1-1. A slider away and off the plate, 89 miles an hour for a ball. The count is 2-1. Well, thank you so much, Martin Greenwell. That really means a lot. You guys are awesome. I'm willing to do it. Here's the 2-1 pitch. A swinging strike underneath the slider away to the righty France, and the count is 2-2 strikes. I completely agree, Roger. If it happens in the bathroom, let it stay in the bathroom. The 2-2 pitch, hit to the right side, fielded on a hop there by Weatherall. He throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. Weatherholt, shaded very much up towards second, managed to get that ball in a couple of hops when he was on the grass in shallow right center field. Pivoted, made a nice strong throw to Burleson at first for the first out of the inning. Thank you for the recommendation, Q-Man. We'll get back to that in a moment. Here's the first pitch to Wagner. Hit there towards Mason Wynn just to the left of second. He throws to first in time for the second out of the inning. Now, that was very quick. Q-Man, please drink some elderberry juice. Does wonders. Many elderberry farmers here in Missouri. Very high quality. Q-Man, I'll definitely look into that. Thank you for the recommendation. So, first two hitters down in order. There are 2 out with nobody on the top of the third inning. 2-0 Cardinals. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch, Duran. Strike, slider, outer third at the knees to the righty hitting catcher for San Diego, and the count is no balls and one strike. Pallante is moving quickly. His motion begins. He deals. Strike, sinker, inside corner below the belt to the righty Duran, and the count is no balls and two strikes. This will be the 34th pitch for Pallante. He comes wide. He deals. A knuckle curve away, floats over the lefty batter's box. The count is one ball and two strikes. Infield defense played back and shaded towards left with the righty in the plate. Here's the 1-2. A slider down and away and out of the zone. 88 miles an hour, and the count comes even at 2-2. Back onto the bump is Andre Pallante. And the catcher Duran's back in the box. The 2-2 pitch. Jumps out in front of home plate. Bounces up there to Herrera on the slider. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Fernando Tatis Jr., who's 0 for 1 tonight. Nobody on. It's a full count with 2 out. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the breaking ball. Down and away to the catcher Duran for the third and final out of the inning. He caught him in the observatory. Major League Baseball's impression of Cyrillic. After 2.5 innings of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 2 and the San Diego Padres nothing. I'm Paul D, and I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me here in Game 2, part of your Tuesday night watching the Redbirds. Once again, I do apologize for last night and the late call. This thing came up and bit me, and I have been dealing with it ever since. So I do appreciate all of your kind words and wishes off of yesterday. But for now, I am here, and I'm prepared. I'm just going to keep plugging forward. So thank you all so much for that. It is greatly appreciated. With that said, we go to the bottom of the third inning. 2-0 Cardinals. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. And leading off is going to be the lefty Burleson, followed by Jordan Walker, and then Lars Nootbaar. All right, Pallante, yes indeed. No need to apologize. I appreciate the sentiment, Ronald. You know, it's just one of those things where, you know, whatever the expectations of others may be, and we deal with that throughout our entire lives, there's always the expectations that we place upon ourselves. And I think many of us know how challenging those can be at times. But I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. So we're almost ready here for the bottom of the third inning. We're going to have Burley followed by Jordan Walker. And then Newt. 3, 4, 5 in the order. 2-0 Cardinals after a very fine bottom of the second inning between Blaze Jordan and Nathan Church. It'd be nice if they'd resume the action sometime soon, I can tell you that. Alrighty. Out for his fourth frame of work is Michael King, and into the box is Alec Burleson. He is 0 for 1 tonight, and boy, has he just been otherworldly with his bat over the last 2 weeks. I tell you, he has been a one-man wrecking crew. Alrighty, back onto the bump from the full winds, Michael King. The first pitch to Burleson. A ball on a sinker in, just missed that inside corner to the big lefty. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Cardinals. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swinging strike on the sinker away, end up. Swung underneath that one did Burleson. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Hey, Warren, good to see you. Coming wand is King. He deals. Foul down the third base side on the sweeper. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Delta Leader, good afternoon. Let's go Cards. Hey, Paul, I get sick if I even drive by an airport. No need to apologize. Thank you so much, Delta Leader. Coming one is King, the 1-2. Hit to the right side, fielded there on the ground by Tatis. He throws to first to get Burleson for the first out of the inning. So a rather tidy affair there on the part of Michael King. 54 pitches for him in 2 1/3 inning of work. Now here comes Jordan Walker. He is in the cleanup hole tonight. And on deck is Lars Nootbaar. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Foul tipped off his foot and then behind the plate. Count is 0-1. So Jordan Walker, 296 with 18 home runs, 56 RBIs in 69 games, a 900 OPS. Infield defense playing back and shaded towards left. Here's the 0-1. He gets a piece of that thing, fouled it over towards the Cards on deck circle on the slider away, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Paul, are you drinking plenty of liquids? Yes, David. In fact, I'm drinking majority water. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jordan Walker, and he steps out of the box. In fact, for the most part, I predominantly drink water. You guys see me drinking Red Bull when I'm doing the streams back at home, but here's the 0-2 pitch. And there's a fly ball down the right field line and out of play. The count remains 0-2. But the reality is that actually represents a very small amount of my overall fluid intake during the day. I drink probably about 95% water, and quite a bit of it. Righty-righty matchup. Coming wide is King. He deals. Swinging strike 3 on the changeup, down and away. Swung over the top of that one did Jordan Walker, and that represents the second out of the inning in the bottom of the 3rd. Now here's Lars Nootbaar. He has a walk and a run scored. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch to Newt. Strike, sinker, outer third at the knees, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Next pitch will be King's 60th. Nobody on with 2 out, bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A sinker up and away out of the zone, 92 miles an hour. The count is 1-1. Infield defense played back and shaded clear towards right with the lefty Newt at the plate. King has his pitch. He comes wide. He deals. Strike, sweeper on the inner third, right above the knees. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lars Nootbaar. So Michael King has definitely seemed to have righted the ship here in his 3rd frame. He comes one. The pitch. Up and in, a sinker clear out of the zone, 91 miles an hour. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Fire Phoenix, I wouldn't trade Newt either. You'd have to get something very compelling in return, I feel. King comes wide. The pitch. A changeup away out of the zone floats over the righty batter's box. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on with 2 out. Coming wide's King. The 3-2 to Newt. Hit down the left field line, given chase over towards the stands, and it bounces off the absolute base of the wall in foul territory, and the count remains 3-2. Back onto the bump is Michael King. Slowly things are coming together here. A lot of downtime in this game, it feels. Coming winds King, the 3-2 to Newt. Chopped on up the middle, fielded there by Tatis on an in-between hop. He throws to first, and it gets away and past the first baseman. And Newt has himself what appears to be, let's call it an infield single, given the sheer difficulty of the play, with 2 out. And the Cardinals have a runner on first with 2 out in the bottom of the 3rd. It was a high chop Tatis Jr. was playing basically all the way back to the grass on the right field side of second, charged in, got it on a second hop that was in between anyway, threw it basically, with an underarm motion, and then did not have an accurate throw. Now here's Mason Wynn, the right-handed hitting shortstop for St. Louis. Righty-righty matchup with a runner on first with 2 out. Here's the first pitch to Wynn. A sinker down and away out of the zone. The count is 1 ball, no strikes. Mason Wynn is 0 for 1 with a flyout. .231 with 2 home runs, 26 RBIs, a .622 OPS. Newt leads off first. Come and set his king. He deals. A sweeper away and out of the zone. Now I'll bring the count to 2-0. Back into the box is Mason Wynn. Come and set at the letters is King. Here's the pitch. A sinker down and away and out of the zone to the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis. And the count is now 3 balls and no strikes. And King is pressing right up against 70 here in 2 2/3 innings of work. Here's a 3-0. Taking all the way for a strike is Mason Wynn, a 4-seam fastball down Broadway at 93 miles an hour. Brings the count to 3-1, and this next pitch will be King's 70th. So the Cardinals have done a very proficient job at running up Michael King's pitch count. Come and set is King, the 3-1. Fouled straight back on the sinker away. The count remains 3-2. Now, one thing you do have to say about San Diego, obviously in this situation, would be very different than handing it, it to the bullpen late with a lead. But boy, oh boy, they sure do. San Diego has a very good one. Oh, that's something to behold. Come and set is King. He deals. Fouled over towards the Cards dugout. The count remains 3-2. Let him walk you. Hey, I always enjoy walks. What's what happened to Toronto when they let Bo Bichette go to the Mets? Bo was Toronto's spark plug. And right now, he hasn't been much of anything for the Mets, unfortunately, in their case. Here's a 3-2. Head on up the middle, charging in as the center fielder. He dives feet first and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. Jackson Merrill stabs that one on a line. So the Cardinals, no runs and a couple left on. Rather, one left on. After 3 full innings of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 2 and the San Diego Padres nothing. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. No, the Bo Bichette leaving Toronto in free agency thing hasn't worked out for anybody. Hasn't worked out for Bichette. Hasn't worked out for the Mets. Toronto has just so many problems. Guara, Newpar, 2025 OPS, 686. 2026 OPS, 852. Admittedly a small sample size, but I understand the point you're getting to, and I think everybody here who has been watching near every day since Lars Newpar returned recognizes just how much his presence lengthens the lineup. There's a lot of things that he does well that makes this team better in a variety of facets of the game, and the Cardinals are definitely better because of it. Alrighty. So it's a 2-0 Cardinal lead heading to the top of the 4th inning. Andre Pallante has really been actually doing quite well for himself. In fact, when you go and you take a look at it, over his last 4 starts or so, let's see here. Yeah. So in his last 2 starts, he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs on either occasion, and since 17 May, he's tossed 27 2/3, giving up 9 earned runs over those 5 starts. He's actually been pretty tight as a result. And we weren't entirely sure what we were going to get out of the guy, but this recent stretch has been very, very impressive. Oh, Goran. Let's see here. You're talking about a catcher. Now, here's Fernando Tatis Jr. Here's the first pitch from Pallante. A sinker low out over the plate, called a ball. The count is 1-0. Tatis Jr. is 0 for 1. Paul, I saw it. A catcher framed a strike so badly he made it look like a ball. That's kind of what was happening earlier. Coming winds Pallante. He deals. Strike. Sinker on the outer third thigh high to the righty hitting Tatis Jr. The count is 1-1. The umpire called strike and the batter challenged and lost because it was a strike. Give him enough rope, I guess. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hit to the right side, fielded on the ground there by Burleson. Takes it to the bag himself for the first out of the inning. A nice job there. A nice pickup by Burleson, catching that hard-hit ground ball off the bat of Tatis going the other way. That'll be the first out of the inning. Oh, Delta leader, yeah. When you said May, all I can see is a big red beard. You know it. Now, here's the lefty hitting Jackson Merrill, the center fielder. He's 0 for 1. Here's the first pitch. Foul down the third base side on the four-seam fastball down and in to the left-hand hitting Jackson Merrill. And the count is 0-1. He grounded out early. He's hitting .204 with 7 home runs, 27 RBIs. It's interesting because this Padres lineup this year has been deeply inconsistent. The 0-1 from Pallante, fouled over down the left field line out of play, and the count is 0-2. And have been very hit or miss at times. And so right now, all you can hope is that the rotation goes and tries to prey on that. It's an 0-2 count. Coming wind is Pallante. The 0-2. Swinging strike 3 on the knuckle curve. Down and in for the second out of the inning. Strikeout swinging there from Pallante. Down hacking goes Merrill for the second out of the inning. That was the 43rd pitch there by Pallante. Redbeard is our Flying Dutchman. I loved it. BB Sticks, yee, my guy. Thanks for doing what you're doing, dude, 100%. Sticks, you got it. Here's the first pitch to Manny Machado. Fouled back on the four-seam fastball away at 96 miles an hour. And the count is still the count is 0-1. With 2 out, nobody on. It's a righty-righty matchup. Common set. Here's the pitch. A knuckle curve down in the dirt out of the zone. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Need to hear more whistles. Justin Beasley. Yeah, I hope we get more tonight, Justin. I really, really do. Nobody on with 2 out. Here's the 1-1 to Machado. A slider up and away out of the zone, 88 miles an hour. The count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Speaking of Manny Machado here, did anybody hear any more about those comments he gave about a week ago? From the full wind, Pallante deals. Hits it foul and behind the plate and out of play, and the count's now even at 2-2. I didn't get the full context of what was going on, but it sounded like he was talking to the media in a post-game interview around his clubhouse stall, and he was complaining about the act of accumulating and making note of statistics. The 2-2 to Machado. Called strike 3 on the knuckle curve, and it is challenged immediately there by Machado, I believe. Otherwise, as far as I can tell, that is a strikeout for the third out of the inning. The old backwards game, Major League Baseball's impression of Cyrillic for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 3.5 innings of play, it's the St. Louis Cardinals 2 and the San Diego Padres zilch. I'm Paul D, and if you're enjoying my call of Redbird action here on Game Mike, please do leave a like. It really helps this channel out a ton, and I am very grateful for it. You want to see more? Want to experience it more? Just hit subscribe. We have a growing community of not just Cardinal fans here, but baseball fans. And they're great people at that. With that said, 2-0 Cardinals going to the bottom of the fourth. All right. How many innings do you think Pallante should go tonight? I mean, at least 6 full, David, I would say. Roger. Years ago, Machado said baseball was boring. Can't like the guy at all. Yeah, boy, that's something. Sam Foreman, Andre is pitching well. Sure is, Sam. Good to see you, Sam. Joe Breeding. Number 44, baby. Don't care, don't scare. On the likes, 100%. Q-Man, smack the like button, everybody. Thank you so much, Q-Man. Yes, indeed. No, right now, Pallante seems to be having quite a stretch at the moment. We're seeing him attach the zone. He's working in that knuckle curve really nicely. You know, a fair number of ground balls here and there. And the offense, you know, it's churning. What more can you ask for? All right, we are back for the bottom of the fourth inning. Now here comes Michael King out for his fourth frame of work tonight. 2-0 Cardinals. And here comes the left-hander, Jimmy Crooks. That'll make this a righty-lefty matchup. Jimmy Crooks is 0 for 1 tonight. He is at DH. He'll be followed by Blaze Jordan, who's playing third. And then Nate Church out in center field, 7, 8, 9 in the order. Coming winds King, the first pitch to Crooks. Sweeper strike on the inner third, about thigh high, and the count is no balls and 1 strike to Jimmy Crooks. King has definitely settled down for the most part. The 0-1 pitch, head on up the middle, fielded there behind second, on the ground, throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. A very, very, very handy play there. No question whatsoever by Xander Bogaerts. He was basically standing behind second. Now here comes Blaze Jordan. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI double and a run scored. 6 for 16 with a home run and 5 RBIs in his 6 games in the bigs. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Strike. Sinker whispers over the black of the outside corner. About knee high, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. That was King's 75th pitch. And 3 1/3. Coming to the full wind is King. He deals. Changeup down and away and out of the zone for a ball. 84 miles an hour. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. No, Blaze Jordan has really been locked in here. He hasn't looked overmatched at any point. Coming winds King, the 1-1 pitch. Inside, a sinker, nowhere near the plate. And the count is 2-1. It's a righty-righty matchup here. 2-0 Cardinals in the bottom of the fourth inning. They took last night 3-0. Here's the pitch, hit to the left side, and stabbed on the line there by Machado at one knee for the second out of the inning. So Blaze Jordan hit that thing about 1,000,000 miles an hour, but it was a perfect line drive, and Manny Machado was able to, snag it out of the air, bent down on one knee for the second out of the inning. Now here comes the lefty Nate Church. He has himself an RBI earlier. Here's the first pitch from King. A sweeper down and in for a ball, clear out of the zone. It's a righty-lefty matchup. The count is 1-0. So Blaze Jordan's responsible for the first of the two with an RBI, and Nate Church is responsible for the second with an RBI. The 1-0 from King. Strike, sweeper outside corner, a bit above the knees, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Coming wind is King, the pitch. Foul down the third base side. Now the play on the four-seam fastball down Broadway. 93 miles an hour, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Have you seen the Scottish invasion of Boston? Makes the Scotch in me proud. Interesting. As I mentioned earlier, Nate Church hitting .259 with 5 home runs, 19 RBIs in 52 games. He's now the full-time center fielder. The 1-2 from King. A changeup away and over the righty batter's box, nowhere near the zone. Clocks in at 85 miles an hour. The count is 2-2. Nobody on with 2 out. Coming winds King. He deals. A sweeper away just off the plate, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, awaiting his third plate appearance tonight, is J.J. Weatherholt, the rookie extraordinaire. Coming winds King. He deals. Foul down the third baseline on the 4-seam fastball, up and away, 93. Count remains full. Now, I don't know how much more time Michael King has left in him. Next one will be his 85th. He might start the 6th. Coming wand is King, the 3-2 to Church. Foul down the third baseline. We do it all over again. Yeah, a King dealing to Church. And Pop Warner getting out of the way of line drives from Church on a pitch from King. Coming wide is Michael King, the 3-2. Ball 4 on the sweeper, down and in. Hauled off on that one easily did Nate Church, and he works a 2-out walk in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now here comes J.J. Weatherholt for his third plate appearance tonight. And J.J. has just been so consistent. I mean, really just so impressively consistent for a rookie. Runner leads off first. Coming set. Here's the first pitch to Weatherholt. Hit down the left field side. Picked it up there on a hop by Machado. He throws to first to get Weatherholt for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left on. We head to the top of the 5th inning. It is a 2-0 Cardinal game here in Game 2 of 3. Tomorrow, the Businessman Special Getaway Day, I believe, has a 1:15 start time at Busch Stadium. And then the Cardinals make their way out to Kansas City for a 3-game set against the Royals. That'll be fun. And there's that weird Saturday off day because of the World Cup. Well, whatever the case is, we head to the top of the 5th inning, 2-0 Cardinals. We should see Andre Pallante back out there for his 5th frame of work. Let's see here. So Pallante, interestingly enough, has only thrown 48 pitches. 34 of them have been strikes in his first 4 innings. So he has been very efficient in his choice and execution. All righty. Whoa, boy, everybody's been busy down here. Burleson was last year, but he's also close to this year. Let's go Cards. Hey, Spice Muffins, welcome back. Let's get some 2-out magic. I wish you could have. All righty. All right, everybody. Ease up down there. Ease on up. We're just about ready to start the top of the 5th inning. Andre Pallante coming out for his 5th frame of work. His line so far is 4 innings pitched and 3 strikeouts. Read between the lines of my silence on that one, folks. We have been here before. And that is, I think, all any of us need to know. All right. Pallante is back out on the bump. Xander Bogaerts is going to be leading it off, followed by Sheets, and then Taylor. Yes, indeed, Sam. It's only 48 pitches. He's been very efficient, has Andre Pallante. The righty Bogaerts digs into the box. He'll lead it off here for the Pods in the top of the 5th inning. 2-0 Cardinals here. Coming Juan Pallante, the first pitch. Hit on out there to short, fielded there by Wynn behind second, throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. A very fine ground ball and fielding and throwing there by Mason Wynn. And something I don't think Wynn gets enough credit for is the cannon of an arm he has out at short. That's something that should always get its proper attention as far as this guy right here is concerned. Now here's the left fielder, the lefty hitting Sheets. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Nobody on with one out, top of the fifth. Here's the pitch. Slider, strike, outer third below the belt to Sheets. And the count is no balls, one strike. To the full wind is Pallante, the 0-1. Hit to the left side field there on the backhand by Wynn. He throws to first, and he gets the runner by a couple of steps for the second out of the inning. So, there's now nobody on with two out in the top of the fifth inning. Very efficient work by Andre Pallante. And here comes the right fielder, Samad Taylor. He's 0 for 1. Righty-righty matchup. Pallante winds and deals. He initially shows bunt, pulls back, and amazingly the sinker in is called a ball. I was very surprised there that Herrera did not challenge that. Samad Taylor is 0 for 1 with a ground out. 345, 1 home runs. He has 8 RBIs. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike, sinker, outside corner, thigh high, 96 miles an hour. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Ronald at 100 likes. Great job. Thank you all so much. Coming wind is Pallante. The 1-1 to Taylor. Strike. Slider out and away at the knees on the outside corner. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. This next pitch will be Pallante's 55th on the evening. And Samad Taylor's MLB season is only 8 games old. He has an 889 OPS. Coming wind, Pallante. He deals. Hit up the middle, deflected off the glove there, picked up by Wynn. He throws to first, and he's called safe at the bag. It's a bang-bang play. There's no way they're not going to go and take a look at that thing. Let's put it that way. If indeed he beat it, he did, and Wynn made it as close a play as he could. On the follow-through, on a hop, it hit the glove of Pallante, deflected out towards Mason Wynn, who had to bring his momentum from going the other way, pick it up on the infield grass, and then try to get Taylor going down the line at first. Originally ruled safe, but the play is officially under review. Okay. Oh, it's going to be really close. See if we can get a better look here. Oh boy, I think he might be safe. Let's see. Oh boy, I think he's safe at first. Not by much. That is like by definition bang bang right there. His spike's coming in contact with the bag, and it's sitting just before it enters the webbing of the glove by Burleson. It would be something if that one ended up getting overturned. I don't know how it couldn't, honestly, but I hope it does. Now there's the MLB Offsite Operation Replay Center that looks like NASA and better funded. And everybody is around the one TV where this play is happening. Let's see what the outcome is. The play is confirmed. He is safe at first. So there goes the no-hitter for Andre Pallante. Oh, goodness, folks. Oh, goodness. So, Taylor leads off first with 2 out. From the stretch is Pallante. Righty-righty matchup. To the righty, Ty France. He deals. Slider strike right down Broadway. 87 miles an hour. The count is 0-1. It's okay, Andre. Next time, don't touch the ball. Yeah, pretty much. Coming set from the stretch is Pallante. Runner leads off first. It's an 0-1 count with 2 outs. Top of the fifth, 2-0 Cardinals. Here's the pitch. Check swing on the slider down and away. Did he go around? No, he did not. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Finally got on base. Yeah, they finally did, Jordan Gallagher. Surely did. However, for the most part right now, Andre Pallante is pitching quite well. So cheers to him on that. That's no small accomplishment. Taylor leads off first after the infield single with 2 out. Coming set at the Birds is Pallante. He's from the stretch. Throwing over to first, back in time, the head first slide is the runner. The count remains 1-1. This next pitch will be Andre Pallante's 58th on the evening. Big lead off first. There goes the runner. Throwing down to second. Here's the play. And he beats it easily down there at second. So Taylor taking advantage of the arm of Ivan Herrera. The pitch is ruled a ball. And that brings the count to 2-1. And we look at it there. He had a big lead. And on top of that, it was just not a good throw. It would have been on a hop to Weatherall, and even if it had been closer in terms of the accuracy of the throw, Taylor really just... He was all over that one, unfortunately. So there's now a runner on second with 2 out and a 2-1 count to Ty France, the right-hander, who's 0-for-1 with a ground out, 250, 6 home runs, 18 RBIs in 49 games. Coming set at the stretch is Pallante. He deals. Fouled straight back on the slider away, 85 miles an hour. And the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dwayne Smith. Pitchers make those defensive moves reflexively, whether or not good idea. Yeah, pretty much, Dwayne, pretty much. It's a 2-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. Coming set is Pallante from the stretch. He's set at the Birds. The 2-2 pitch. Head on up the middle into center field and in for a base hit. Fielding in a hop there is Church. Throwing that on into the plate. Sliding head first is the runner. He will score. Throwing down to second is Herrera. And he is out at second trying to extend it into a double. So it is an RBI single that scores Taylor from second. The throw home was not in time. He was safe. And in the case there of France, he tries to extend the single into a double. However, Herrera noticed what was going on with the ball right around home plate, made a very strong throw down to second base, and I believe it was Mason Wynn who hauled it in and tagged Ty France for the third and final out of the inning. But that does mean that the Cardinals' lead has been cut in half. And so after 4.5 innings of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 2 and the San Diego Padres 1. I'm Paul D, and thank you all so much for spending part of your Tuesday evening with me here on Game Mike, enjoying some Redbirds baseball, hosting the Padres. If you like my call of Redbird action here on Game Mike, please do leave a like. It really helps the channel a lot, and I really appreciate it. If you want to see more, by all means, hit subscribe. We are a part of an amazing growing baseball community. With that said, to the bottom of the 5th inning, 2-1 Cardinals. Me here, you there. And this is Bombers Game Mike. All right. David Hodge. Let's get that run back and score some runs. You know it, David Hodge. You know it. All right. Delta leader, I think, Paul's doing really well tonight. No complaints so far. I mean, he's pitched about as well as you could hope for him to pitch. 5 innings, 1 earned run. All right, let's correct that score bug. Okay, perfect. We are here for the bottom of the 5th inning. Now here comes the righty Ivan Herrera. He's going to be leading it off here. King is out for his 5th frame of work. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. 2-1 Cardinals, bottom of the 5th. He'll be followed by the lefty Burleson. And then the righty right fielder tonight, Jordan Walker. And walking up to the box is Ivan Herrera. He is behind the dish knot. He is not at DH. Ivan Garcia. Padres are going to win it. We shall see. Come and wind is king. The first pitch to Herrera. Changeup down and in, called a strike. And I believe that is challenged immediately by Herrera, and I think he should. It seemed certainly low, but we will find out. It's originally ruled a strike, challenged by the Cardinals and Herrera. And the call is overturned, and it is a ball. And so we go from 0-1 to 1-0, a successful challenge by Herrera. Both teams have both of their ABS challenges remaining in regulation. Righty-righty matchup. Come and wind is king, the 1-0. And it drilled him in the left arm there, so Herrera will take first. I am getting so sick of the entire league plunking Ivan Herrera. You know, at some point, there has to be a price for this, intentional or otherwise. He's one of our core guys here. You know, that drives me nuts. So Herrera, he takes first. Another hit by pitch for Ivan Herrera. So a runner on first with nobody out. Now here's Alec Burleson. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Sweeper down and in. Did he go around? Yes, says Blue down the third baseline. Count is 0-1. Hey, Justin Beasley. Yep, we did hit 100 likes. Runner on first, nobody out. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 to Burleson. Hit on up the middle into center field and in for a base hit. Picked up there by Jackson Merrill. And now runners are on first and second with nobody out in the bottom of the fifth inning. And here comes Jordan Walker. Here comes Jordan Walker with two ducks on the pond. The hit there by Burleson, it looked like it was a slider down and in. He went and got it and then manages just to plunk it into shallow center over the leap of Xander Bogaerts. And now there's a powwow out on the mound between King and his battery mate Duran, as well as the pitching coach. Everybody's getting in on this one. Yes, we must, Justin. Yes, we must. Let's go, Walker. Don't change the slider. Yeah. DJ Nick Fly. Burley, you know it. Dwayne Smith. Happens, the less likely is that it's random. Yeah, unfortunately, at this point, you can't keep overlooking it like that. This next pitch is actually going to be Michael King's 92nd on the evening. They have to have somebody up in the pen here. All right, Jordan Walker, he steps into the box with runners on first and second. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeouts in 69 games, 295, 18 home runs, 56 RBIs. Coming set at the stretch is Michael King. The first pitch to Walker. Strike, sinker down and in at the knees, 93 miles an hour. The count is 0-1. So right now is an opportunity that Jordan Walker's looking to take advantage of. Coming sets King, the 0-1. There's a fly ball out there to left center field. Going back at the track, at the wall, looking up, and he makes the catch in front of the wall. Does Jackson Merrill going and all the way to third. Tagging up from second to third is Ivan Herrera on the play. So it is a sacrifice fly and an out. But Herrera does move from second to third on the play. That thing barely stayed in the park. I would say that Jackson Merrill was at most one step in front of the wall in left center field at Busch when he managed to haul that in. For a moment there, I had wondered if it was going out, but it stayed in the park. And now they're going to the bullpen. Let's see who they're bringing in. They're bringing in Matsui. Now, there's a name that I affiliate with many wonderful things in baseball. As Hideki Matsui was one of my favorite all-time baseball players. Granted, he was a left fielder predominantly in the major leagues, but boy, was he fun to watch. Good sacrifice, yeah. And a good job by Ivan Herrera, just with the play in front of him, taking advantage of it like that. I thought you would get a run off that. Yeah, you and me both, Joe. David Hodge, come on, Walker, yep. Q-Man, remember the body armor players used to wear? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They still sell that. Oh, are you talking about body armor or Under Armour, Q-Man? All right. C-John, Walker seeing the ball well tonight? He saw it well enough in that at-bat. I mean, he's 0 for 3 now, but... All righty. But yeah, Dwayne Smith, you were saying earlier, the more it happens, less likely it's random. I eat unintentional because they are inverse proportional related to the more they throw it. Yeah, like I said, if I'm Herrera, I'm getting tired of it. Yeah, Godzilla, you know what I'm talking about, Richard Talley. I actually have a Hideki Matsui Tokyo Giants jersey. It's apocryphal because it's a recreation of the 1961 Tokyo Yomiuri Giants road jersey. And then I just had them put the 55 on the back and the Matsui. Now here comes this Matsui, Yuki Matsui. The left-hander in 20 2/3 is a 1.74 ERA and a 0.97 WHIP, 10.02 Ks per 9. So definitely something to be said there. He's coming in to face the lefty Nootbaar, so you're getting the lefty-lefty matchup here. And then same deal with Crooks after Mason Wynn. Runners on first and third with 1 out. Coming set is Matsui. The first pitch to Nootbaar. A slider down and away and in the dirt, 88 miles an hour. The count is 1 ball, no strikes. So a lefty-lefty matchup with runners on first and third and 1 out. Mason Wynn, the righty's due up next, but Jimmy Crooks, the left-hander, is up after that. Coming set is Matsui. He deals to Nootbaar. A slider well outside over the righty batter's box, and the count goes to 2-0 to Lars Nootbaar. Stay out of the double play. Yeah, that's the one thing here, David. You're absolutely right. Okay, runners on first and third. Nootbaar has himself ahead, 2-0 in the count against Matsui. Coming set is Matsui. The 2-0. Foul back on the four-seam fastball on the inner third, 91 miles an hour, and the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners on first and third with 1 out. Herrera got over to third from second on the sacrifice fly by Jordan Walker to left center field. Coming set is Matsui, lefty-lefty matchup. 2-1 to Newt. A slider down and away, clear out of the zone away, 88 miles an hour. And now Nootbaar has himself in that enviable 3 balls, 1 strike hitter's count. Back into the box is Lars. Coming set below the letters is Matsui. The 3-1 pitch. And there's a pop-up out there into left center field. Underneath it is Jackson Merrill. Tagging, going home is Herrera. Here's the throw, and he is safe at home. And the Cardinals now take a 3-1 lead on the RBI sacrifice fly by Lars Nootbaar. And the Cardinals have a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. A very fine job fundamentally all around there on the base pass as well as with the bat for the middle of this Cardinal lineup in the bottom of the 5th. They built that run, which I am adding to them now. Now here's Mason Wynn. He's 0 for 2. Runner on first with 2 outs, a lefty-righty matchup. Coming set is Matsui. The first pitch to Wynn. Four-seam fastball ruled high, and that's a ball. And the count is 1-0. So it is a 3-1 Cardinal lead, already won across here. Matsui in relief of the righty Michael King. Coming sets Matsui, lefty-righty matchup. The 1-0 pitch. Swinging strike on the splitter, down and away from the lefty Matsui. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. TJ Nick Fly, come on, Mason. Absolutely. In a short period of time, Paul will be looking for at 1,500 subs and say, why stop there? Thank you guys so much. Coming set is Matsui. He deals. Check swing on the splitter away. Did he go around? No, says Blue down the first baseline. The count is 2-1. Well, whenever I do, you too will be among the many I have to thank. It's a 2-1 count here. Matsui comes set above the belt. And here's the pitch. Fouled straight back on the four-seam fastball upstairs at 92 miles an hour. And the count is 2-2 strikes. There's a runner on first with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 3-1 Cardinals. Ivan Herrera scored on the sacrifice fly and RBI by Lars Nootbaar. Coming set is Matsui. Here's the 2-2 pitch. A splitter down and in and clear out of the zone, clocked in at 83 miles an hour, and the count is full, 3-2 strikes to the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis. Matsui comes set above the belt. He deals. Hit down the right field line and out of play on the four-seam fastball on the outside corner, and the count remains 3-2. All righty. Richard Halley. Love the channel, Paul. Does a great job. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you guys so much for making it so exciting to do these games. You guys really do give me energy in times when I don't really have it. Common set is Matsui. He deals full to Mason Wynn, and time is granted by the home plate umpire very last second at the behest of Mason Wynn. Granted, Matsui there was taken way too long on the rubber, but an odd play at that. Mason Wynn 0-for-2, a fly out and a line out. Common set is the lefty Matsui. And the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, a four-seam fastball up way out of the zone, and that puts runners on first and second with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. The inning continues. The baton gets passed on. And now, our next contestant, the DH, the left-hand hitting Jimmy Crooks, who's 0-for-2 with a couple of groundouts in 9 games, a 200 average, 1 home run, 6 RBIs, a 639 OPS. On deck is the righty hitting Blaze Jordan, the third baseman tonight. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. A lefty-lefty matchup. Coming set, it's Matsui. He deals. Swinging strike over the top of a slider down Broadway, 86 miles an hour. And the count is 0-1 strike. A very long inning here are the Cardinals putting on for their own benefit, trying to keep that pressure on every single pitch. It's a lefty-lefty matchup with the lefty Matsui on the mound in the relief of the right-handed King. Facing the left-handed Crooks, it's an 0-1 count. Coming set below the letters is Matsui. He deals. Called strike, slider on the outside corner above the knees. And the count is 0-2 strikes with runners on first and second, 2 out. 1 already in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 3-1 Cardinal lead. Burley leads off second. Wynn leads off first. Coming set is Matsui. The 0-2 to Crooks. Chop foul down the first base side on the sweeper, down and in. The count remains 0-2. Justin Beasley. Paul, we got to be honest with you. You were greatly missed last night. I ended up watching the end of the game on the Cardinals broadcast, and it was awful. And I wish it was you calling the game. Justin, thank you. You guys do give me so much energy sometimes. Coming set is Matsui. Here's the 0-2 to Crooks. Swinging strike 3 on the four-seam fastball upstairs, and that will end the inning. However, the Cardinals, they push across 1 more, and after 5 full innings of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 3 and the San Diego Padres 1. I'm Paul D., and if you are enjoying my call here of Redbird Action on Game Mike, please do leave a like. It helps this channel out more than you can know. It's growing. And to get it out to more people, hitting that likes button lets the algorithm know to push it out to more people. You want to see more of it, by all means subscribe. We'd love to have you. And given the strange broadcast situation right now for Cardinals fans, where you need 3 or 4 different subscriptions to watch them every day, in addition to the challenge of even figuring out where it is on, and you know another Cardinal fan that's in that scenario, and they want to follow it every day, share this link with them. They might dig it too. Whatever the case may be, I would appreciate it. And all that being said, I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. I could not be doing this game tonight without you guys there in the chat, helping me stay pumped up and focused and engaged. It's, you do more than I think I'm really able to express in that way. It's really ineffable. But when you get here and, however you're feeling, in this case, obviously I'm sick, but when I see you guys down there and you're excited and ready to go, it really does help lock in. And it's, that's something that is a really big deal, to say the least. All right. Now, let's see if Pallante is out here for his 6th frame of work. He very well may be. In fact, he is that. So Pallante has thrown 60 pitches. 43 of them have been strikes. His line tonight is 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run earned, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. And leading off in the top of the 6th is gonna be Wagner, followed by Duran, and then Tatis Jr. So Will Wagner, or Wilhelm Wagner, if you want to get really German about it, righty-lefty matchup with Wagner in the box. Coming wide, Pallante. He deals. A knuckle curve bounces out there in front of home plate, 70 miles an hour. Clearly a ball. The count is 1-0. Wagner's 0 for 1 tonight. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 6th inning is 3-1 Cardinals. Coming wide is Pallante. The 1-0 pitch. Strike. 4-seam fastball on the inner half of the plate, about knee high, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Coming set and coming winds Pallante. He deals. 4-seam fastball down and in, clear out of the zone. The count is 2-1. It is a righty-lefty matchup. And the tarps off crowd's getting busy. The 2-1. Strike, slider on the outer third, about thigh high, clocked in at 87 miles an hour, and the count is 2-2. This next pitch will be Pallante's 65th of the evening in 5+ innings of work. And the 2-2 pitch. 4-seam fastball low, 96 miles an hour, and the count is full, 3-2. Food for thought, Paul. Name your top 10 Cards moments you saw live in person or watched on TV. Oh boy. Coming one, the 3-2 pitch. Hit to the left side, fielded there on a hop by Blaze Jordan. He throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. So I haven't been to any Cards playoff games in person. That's a problem. I've seen a lot of cool things happen. I mean, one of the most memorable things was watching Whitey Herzog get inducted and get the Cardinal red blazer. Common Juan Pallante, the first pitch to Duran. Is that, what are they calling that one? It'd be nice if they showed. Okay, even the broadcast doesn't know at the moment. It's a 1-0 count. It's a righty-righty matchup. Pallante winds the 1-0 pitch. Strike, sinker, inner third below the belt, and the count is 1-1. So getting to see Whitey Herzog get inducted for that. They had the Clydesdales. They had a whole bunch of, Cardinal inductees and Hall of Famers. The 1-1 pitch. Hit on out there into shallow left center field. Underneath it is Mason Wayne. Pulls it in for the second out of the inning in shallow left center field. Let me see here. What else? Okay. In 2011, it was the Sunday night game in Philadelphia. I think it was the third Sunday that September of 2011. I'll have to continue this in a moment, Q-Man. Alrighty. Nobody on with 2 out. Top of the 6th inning is 3-1 Cardinals. Next pitch is going to be Pallante's 70th. Now here's Tatis Jr. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Chopped down the third base side and out of play. The count is 1-0. It's a righty-righty matchup. And I believe Albert hit this go-ahead grand slam late that ensured the necessary sweep so that the Cards could stay in there against the Braves in the wild card. The 0-1 pitch hit to the right side and through the hole into right field for a base hit. So a 2-out single by Fernando Tatis Jr. keeps the Padres alive at the top of the 6th inning. That was a really good game. Let me see here. I mean, there has to be more. I've seen a lot of pedestrian game, though. That in terms of being there in person, which I feel like is the place you got to start. Now, here is the lefty, Jackson Merrill, the center fielder, righty-lefty matchup with a runner on first and 2 out. From the stretches, Pallante, the first pitch, hit out there to right center field, going back, and it falls in. It hits the base of the wall. Playing the carom there is Nathan Church. He throws into the cutoff man, and coming into second is Merrill. Coming home and scoring is Tatis Jr. all the way from first, and that will cut the Cardinal lead down to 3-1 in the top of the 6th inning with 2 out. So that was really an excellent piece of hitting there by Jackson Merrill. It was down and in. It was on a low line for the most part. When it landed, it actually hit the base of the wall on the fly at the bottom of the Bank of America advertisement on the wall in right center field. Tatis Jr. had no trouble coming home on that thing. So it's a 2-out RBI double by Jackson Merrill. And that puts a runner on second with 2 out at the top of 6th inning. It is 3-2 Cardinals. Now here's tonight's third baseman, the righty hitting Manny Machado, who's 0 for 2, ground out strikeout. 176, 12 home runs, 35 RBIs, and 609 OPS. Righty-righty matchup. Infield defense played back, shaded towards left, with the outfield defense shaded towards right. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike on the sinker, down and in, 96 miles an hour, and the count is 0-1. I mean, the entire 2011 playoff run was incredible. I'd want to come up with some other moments for you. Coming set from the stretches, Pallante. He deals to Machado. Sinker down and in for a ball. The count is 1-1. Anything with the Clydesdales is worth it. I tend to agree. Coming set is Pallante. It's a 1-1 count. The pitch to Machado. Just missed him on the sinker in at 96 miles an hour. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Coming set is Pallante. Runner leads off second with 2 out. 3-2 Cardinals. He deals. Swinging strike on the slider away. Swung underneath that one, did Machado. And the count is now even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. The righty Matt Swanson is up, along with the lefty Justin Brule. So, a little bit of that talk in the chat there is definitely owing to be prophetic. Coming set is Pallante. The 2-2 pitch. A slider just missed the outside corner away. And that brings the count full to 3-2. So, with a runner on and 2 out, Jackson Merrill down there at second is just going to be going. Coming set is Pallante from the stretch. The 3-2 pitch. And there's a pop-up behind home plate. Giving chase is Herrera, but it goes about 10 rows deep. We'll do it all over again. Next pitch will be the 79th for Pallante. I would probably bring in Swanson with Bogarts. Leading off second is Jackson Merrill. It's a 3-2 count with 2 outs, top of the 6th, 3-2. Coming set is Pallante. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Check swing on the slider, down and away. Did he go around? Yes, says the home plate umpire for the third and final out of the inning. So Pallante manages to bend but not break. He gets Manny Machado on the check swing, called strike 3 on the slider, down and away. And that does it. However, they do claw one back and leave one aboard after 5.5 innings of play. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 3 and the San Diego Padres 2. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Yeah, that was a tense moment there, but really clutch pitching on the part of Andre Pallante. I mean, he got into the trouble there, and he found his way out. So, in this case, that's the 6th inning that somebody asked me about earlier. I think he's just around 80 pitches at the moment, Pallante. Okay, so Pallante apparently has thrown 79 pitches. 55 of them have been strikes. Now, that gives headroom, of course, but you figure those last 15 or so were pretty high-stress ones, and given the fact that Marmol was getting ready to go to the bullpen anyway, I think we're looking at Pallante with 6 full, and I believe both of which are earned. Yes, indeed. So his final line would be 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walk, 4 strikeouts. And a very fine job on his part, to say the least. Now, coming up here, due up, is going to be the righty Blaze Jordan, followed by the lefty Nate Church, and then back to the top of the lineup with the lefty hitting rookie sensation at second base, J.J. Weatherall. Oh, I would go to the pen, Sam. I would go to the pen after this. Delta leader. That was good on Pal's part. I didn't expect him to do this well. He's really been stepping on. You know, you look at the numbers over his last 4 or 5 starts. He's really been turning it around. Now, here's Blaze Jordan, the right-handed rookie. Hasn't even been up for a full week yet, if you can believe it. Back out on the mound is the lefty Matsui. So it's a lefty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Hit out there into the right of first. Underneath is the first baseman, France. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So a quick out there by Blaze Jordan. And so once again, the lefty Matsui is still in the game for San Diego with nobody on and 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. This is a 3-2 game. Now it's a lefty-lefty matchup with the lefty hitting Nate Church, who's 1 for 1. He has an RBI to his name tonight. Coming sets Matsui, the first pitch. Four-seam fastball strike. Middle, 92 miles an hour. And the count is 0-1. Alrighty. He comes set. The 0-1. Four-seam fastball up and away, out of the zone, 92 miles an hour. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Nate Church, 1 for 1, a single walk and an RBI. Hitting nearly 260. The 1-1 pitch. Hit on out there into center field. Merrill is going back in front of the track, looking up, and he makes the catch right in front of the track in center field for the second out of the inning. He tracked that one down very capably off the bat of Nate Church. Now here comes J.J. Weatherall. This will once again be a lefty-lefty matchup. With nobody on and 2 out. 3-2 Cardinals in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tarp's off crowd out there is just, looks like every seat in the right center field bleachers. Coming set is Matsui, lefty-lefty matchup with nobody on and 2 out. The first pitch to Weatherall. Strike slider down Broadway, 88 miles an hour. And the count is no balls, 1 strike. Yeah. That's Tarp's off stuff, man. It's really catching on. It's impressive, actually. Shaking off a couple of times is Matsui. He has his pitch. He comes set just below the letters. Here's the 0-1 to Weatherall. Inside a sinker. Slightly having to get out of that way was Weatherall. It was that far in. Count is 1-1. A single, a walk, and a ground out. 1 for 2. Is the rookie sensation at second base for St. Louis. Coming set below the letters is Matsui. He deals. Hit on up the middle and through for a base hit past a diving Xander Bogaerts behind second. And J.J. Weatherall has himself a 2-out single in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Cardinals. And here comes the right-hitting Ivan Herrera. So J.J. Weatherall, he never gives up an at-bat, man. He never looks overwhelmed against, any pitcher that isn't basically built in a lab like, like Mizorowski or something like that. But he's the exception to basically everyone who's pitched. All right, here comes the manager for San Diego, Craig Siemens. And they're going to the pen. Marinaccio is coming in for the Padres. All right. So, Ron Marinaccio, age 30 right-hander, 6'2", 205 pounds. In 2026, he's appeared in 24 games. He has a 1-0 record, an ERA of 3.96, 36 and a third innings pitched, and 31 strikeouts with a whip of 1.24. And those are pretty reflective, more or less, of his career numbers. Career numbers, he has slightly lower ERA, a bit more strikeouts, but at age 30, the right-hander out of the pen there for San Diego. And he's going to face Ivan Herrera once this pitching change is complete. All right. If we had the Padres bullpen, we'd be 20 over 500, Sam. You know it. This Padres bullpen is excellent, especially, the flower of it in the back end for taking a lead. I mean, Mason Miller is just, every once in a while you see something in baseball that just comes up and catches your attention and you can't look away. And the performance of Mason Miller, certainly this year to be sure, has been very much that. Let's go, Ivan. Make them pay for hitting you. I like the way you think. All right. Marinaccio's out there on the rubber. I gave you his numbers just a moment ago. So there's a runner on first by way of J.J. Weatherall and his 2-out single that's extended this bottom of the 6th for the Cardinals. This is a 3-2 Cardinal lead with a runner on first and 2 out. Marinaccio, the right-hander, is in. And behind the dish tonight, Herrera in the 2-hole, the right-hander. He's into the box. Runner leads off first. It's a righty-righty matchup. Coming set below the letters is Marinaccio. He deals. Foul down the third base side on the four-seam fastball in just below the belt. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. A ground out, a foul out, and a hit by pitch. That HBP is just getting a little too common for this guy here, for this cowfolk. Coming set is Marinaccio. He deals to Herrera. A sweeper down and away out of the zone. Floats over the left to batter's box. The count is 1-1. Tight game here as we head from the middle to the late innings. Marinaccio comes set below the letters. It's a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Called low, a ball on a sweeper. Not challenged by San Diego. Both teams have both of their allotted ABS challenges remaining. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Ivan Herrera. Coming set is Marinaccio. He's in relief of Matsui. Throwing over to first back in time is J.J. Weatherall with a head-first slide. A very minor lead at that, but the count remains 2 balls and 1 strike. Infield defense clearly shaded towards left, with the outfield defense slightly shaded towards right. Big wide open stands there by Ivan Herrera. Here's the 2-1. Going down to second is J.J. Weatherall. Here's the throw. Here's the play. And he is safe at second. So J.J. Weatherall manages to steal second on the play. The pitch is ruled a strike. And that will make it 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ivan Herrera, with J.J. Weatherall getting down there to second. It was a bad throw. It was offline on a hop. And, Tatis Jr. even pulling in and getting some kind of a tag was a miracle. So a runner leads off second with 2 out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Just missed with a changeup in. Just getting out of the way of that is Ivan Herrera. And the count is now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Herrera has himself a runner in scoring position with 2 out. On deck is the lefty slugger Alec Burleson. It's a righty-righty matchup. Leading off second is Weatherall. Coming set below the letters is Marnacio, the pitch. And he pops the left arm again of Ivan Herrera. And you can tell Herrera is really getting sick of this here. And who could blame him? That's the second time tonight he's been hit on his left arm, on the triceps. Somebody's willing to pull up how many times he's been hit by pitch this year. I'd be curious what the precise number is. It's not exactly like he's hugging the plate there, folks. Yeah. So runners on first and second with 2 out. Here comes Alec Burleson, righty-lefty matchup. Alex is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. Change up and in stairs, nowhere near the zone. Count is 1-0. Upstairs to Alec. It's a 1-0 count. Righty-lefty matchup with runners on first and second with 2 out. Bottom of the 6th, 3-2 Cardinal lead. Coming set is the righty Marnacio. The 1-0 pitch. Hit to the right side and stabbed on the line there by the first baseman for the third and final out of the inning. The old Adam ball, folks. Burley did everything he was supposed to do there, but hit into a bit of bad luck. That said, no runs and 2 left on. We head to the top of the 7th inning. It is a 3-2 Cardinal lead in Game 2 of this 3-game set, which concludes tomorrow afternoon at Busch Stadium. Speaking of which, a programming note for tomorrow's Businessman Special. The game tomorrow afternoon, the conclusion down at Busch Stadium between the Cards and the Pods, is a scheduled first pitch of 1:15 p.m. Central Time. I will begin the play-by-play stream here on Game Mike at 1:05 p.m. Central Time. So the game starts 1:15 p.m. That's first pitch Central Time. The stream here begins at 1:05 p.m. Central Time. And I hope you can join me for that. Kyle Leahy is the projected starter for the Redbirds. No starter has yet been announced publicly for the Padres. And we head to the top of the 7th inning. Due up is going to be Xander Bogaerts, followed by Sheets and Taylor. That was bad luck for Burley. Yeah, it definitely was. Poor Herrera got hit for nothing, pretty much. Just easy. Let's make him pay with the 3-run. I wish they did. Delta leader. I'm not going to say the word. Hold on. I'm not going to say the word. That's a bit of a you-know-what. Yeah, I would say so. Alrighty. We are nearly ready here for the top of the 7th inning. Let's see who they've got on the hill for the Cardinals. And Pallante is still considered in the game here. Let's see what Marmol does. Let's put it this way. I'm staking it right now. I personally would go to the pen here. I understand the other argument, just given the deficiencies of the bullpen recently. But those last 15 to 20 pitches that were thrown by Pallante, high-stretched pitches, we're going to find out. I mean, the guy to go to in that case, I would imagine I would probably choose Swanson. But let us find out, folks. And Pallante is out for his 7th frame of work. Now, here is the righty hitting, I believe, Xander Bogaerts. He's 0 for 2. Coming once, Pallante, the first pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball, whispers over the black of the outside corner thigh high. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. It's a righty-righty matchup. Coming winds Pallante, he deals. Knuckle curve strike on the outer third at the knees to the righty Bogaerts. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. So Pallante is ahead in the count of Xander Bogaerts 0-2. He winds the pitch. Called strike 3. Down looking goes Bogarts. It's a slider called strike on the outside corner. Challenge immediately by Bogarts. It'll either be a strikeout or a 1-2 count. Let's find out and see. Strike 3. Down looking goes Bogarts for the first out of the inning. And San Diego loses one of their 2 allotted ABS challenges in regulation. They have 1 remaining. The Cardinals have both of theirs. Nobody on with 1 out. Stepping into the box is the lefty Sheets, the left fielder. He's over 2. Righty-lefty matchup. Coming set from the wind is Pallante. The first pitch to Sheets. Four-seam fastball up and in. Just misses the zone. 95 miles an hour. The count is 1-0. Gavin Sheets, 226, 11 home runs, 30 RBIs in 65 games. Coming wind is Pallante. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike, four-seam fastball, outside corner, thigh high. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Back into the box is Sheets. Coming winds Pallante, the 1-1 pitch. Check swing on the knuckle curve. Did he go around? No, says Blue down the third baseline. And the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. I really just don't want to see Herrera get hurt or any player, but he gets targeted too often. Yeah, he does. It's a 2-1 count, righty-lefty matchup. Coming wind is Andre Pallante, the 2-1 pitch. Chop foul down the first base side on the four-seam fastball in 95 miles an hour. The count's even at 2-2. I really got to keep up with the hydration here. From the full wind is Pallante. The 2-2 to Sheets. A slider down and in the dirt, 86 miles an hour, and the count is 3-2. And Gordon Graceffo, the right-hander, is getting hot down there in the Cardinal pen. Nobody on with 1 out. It's a full count. Coming winds Pallante, the 3-2 pitch. Foul tipped off the foot of Sheets there. We do it all over again. You know it, Brother Joe. Pound that water, and boy, do I need it right now. This next pitch is going to be Pallante's 89th of the outing for him. Come in wide now. Pallante has his sign. And the 3-2. Foul down the third base side on the four-seam fastball up and in. And we wait a little bit longer. Now, this will be the 90th pitch here. I think there's a good chance that Marmo's going batter to batter. If Sheets gets on here, I think they probably give Pallante the hook. Coming wind is Pallante, the 3-2 pitch. A knuckle curve ruled a ball, challenged there by Herrera. It looked a little wide. It had the proper height, but we're going to see here on the ABS challenge by Herrera. It's either a walk or a strikeout. Strike 3 looking. Down goes Sheets for the second out of the inning. Oh, an excellent ABS call there by Ivan Herrera for the second out of the inning. I thought it missed the corner. Clearly, Ivan Herrera had the pulse on that one. Wonderful job there. Now, nobody on with 2 outs. Here comes the righty Taylor. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Taylor. It was a great call. It really was, David. I watch a lot of football, and there's tons of injuries. Are injuries as common in baseball? It's an interesting question. The types of injuries are often fairly different, but, you know, with football, you can see multiple injuries on a single series, so not quite that bad. Coming winds Pallante, the first pitch to Taylor, shows bunt, pulls back, slider called strike, right down Broadway. It's a righty-righty matchup. The count is 0-1. So that's what I would say, Jacob. Not as often and different kind of injuries, but injuries definitely occur. Nobody on with 2 out. Coming wind, the 0-1. Hit to the left side, fielded there on the ground by Blaze Jordan. He throws to first in time. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. We're going to 7th inning stretch time down at Busch Stadium in this second game of 3 against the Padres here earlier in the week. Cardinals obviously winning 3-0 last night after the complete game shutout one-hitter by Dustin May. And we head to the bottom of the 7th, a 3-2 Cardinal lead. That means Pallante, let me give you his full line here. Very impressive start for him tonight. Pallante has gone 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. If he is pulled from here, which presumably he would be for the top of the 8th, that would bring his ERA for 2026 down to 3.76. I think that's a pretty fine evening's work here. Yeah, Delta leader, Pallante's really been excellent tonight. 7 complete innings indeed, Dwayne Smith. At Ballpark Village right now, Paul D. Hey, Hayden, I'm glad to hear that you're down out there across the way. I hope you're having fun. It's good to see you, Hayden. All right. So, we're heading to that bottom of the 7th inning. Let's make sure the scorebug reflects that. And it does. Now, for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 7th, you're going to have leading off Jordan Walker, followed by the lefty Newbar, and then the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis, Mason Wynn. Jordan Walker 0 for 3 with a strikeout. It's a 3-2 Cardinal lead. Now let's see who the Padres have here in this case. All right. Looks like Marinaccio is still out there. And everybody has been giving a hearty congratulations to Pallante down there in the dugout. And rightfully so. All right. Here comes Jordan Walker. The ninja himself is stepping into the box. With nobody on, nobody out. The righty Marinaccio's back in for his second frame of work. 3-2 Cardinals. Here's the first pitch to Walker. Chopped up the middle. Fielded there at short by Bogaerts. He throws to first, and he gets Jordan Walker at first by less than half a step. Flying down the line was Jordan Walker, and that's the first out of the inning. It was a hard chopper. Bounced initially right out in front of home plate off the bat of Walker. Charging into the infield grass behind the pitcher's mound was Bogaerts. Got a handle on it. Managed to throw Walker out in time at first. Now here's the lefty hitting Lars Nootbaar with 1 out and nobody on. And here's the pitch. Strike, 4-seam fastball outer third below the belt. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Lars Nootbaar, a walk, a single. He's had a fine night all told. The 0-1 foul down the third base side on the changeup away. And the count is 0-2. Yes, David, he did just miss that 3-run home run. It didn't take much. Infield defense clearly aligned towards right with the lefty Nootbaar. The 0-2 pitch. Just missed the 4-seam fastball away out of the zone. Clocked at 95 miles an hour. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coming set above the belt is Marinaccio. The 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the changeup away. Whispers over the black of the outside corner, knee high for the second out of the inning. Lars Nootbaar gets caught in the observatory with that one. He is not challenging it, despite St. Louis having both of their allotted ABS challenges in regulation. And now here comes the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis, Mason Wynn, with nobody on and 2 out. Bottom of the 7th inning, 3-2 Cards. Here's the first pitch. Hit on up the middle into center and in for a base hit. So a 2-out single by Mason Wynn, and that gives the Cardinals a runner on first with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Mason Wynn extends the fun a little bit longer. And now Jimmy Crooks, the DH tonight, the lefty, he's coming up. After him is Blaze Jordan and then Nate Church. This will be a righty-lefty matchup. Crooks is 0 for 3 tonight in the DH slot. Runner leads off first. Here's the pitch. A sweeper well up and away and out of the zone, 82 miles an hour. Crooks. Count is 1-0. Couple of groundouts and a strikeout swinging for Jimmy Crooks tonight. Coming set is the righty Marinaccio, righty-lefty matchup. He deals. Four-seam fastball well inside and off the plate, 93 miles an hour. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. So Mason Wynn, he leads off first. That was the 16th pitch for Marinaccio. Infield defense very much shaded towards right. Here's the 2-0. Well inside, a four-seam fastball. Nice stop there, making sure it doesn't go flying back there by the catcher. And the count is 3-0. The infield defensive alignment for the Padres has Manny Machado as basically the only guy between second and third, in which case he has the two bisected, playing even along the runner's path. The 3-0 pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway, 93 miles per hour. Jimmy Crooks goes into statue mode, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner leads off first with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th inning, 3-2 Cardinals. It's been a tight game here. Excellent start by Pallante. Coming set is Marinaccio, the 3-1 pitch. Foul straight back on the four-seam fastball, in on the trademark there for Crooks. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And there's a slight delay here. Let's see what's going on. So, yeah, there's a four-seam fastball right up. Had the catcher held on to that, well, a foul tipped it into his glove, and apparently the glove did not protect him quite enough. It's a full count, righty-lefty matchup. Coming sets Marinaccio, 3-2 to Crooks. Ball 4 on the changeup, well inside, nowhere near the plate, and that'll bring runners on first and second with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now here comes Blaze Jordan, which will make this a righty-righty matchup. That was the 20th pitch in the outing for Marinaccio. So Blaze Jordan tonight, he is 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. So he's very much been on the action. Big old powwow out there on the mound. Let's see. Between the pitching coach, everybody's coming in for this one. So they're having a little discussion out there. Blaze Jordan awaits the conclusion of the mound visit. And they have the home plate umpire has broken up the action out there, and play is set to resume. So runners on first and second with 2 out. It's the bottom of the 7th inning, 3-2 Cardinals. It'll be a righty-righty matchup with the righty Marinaccio and the righty hitting Blaze Jordan. He's at third tonight. He has a runner in scoring position with 2 out. He already has an RBI and a run scored to his name this evening. Coming set is Marinaccio below the letters. First pitch to Jordan. Strike, four-seam fastball on the outer third above the knees to the righty hitting Blaze Jordan. The count is 0-1. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of the catcher, Duran. They're sorting something out. And the home plate umpire is walking out there to Marinaccio. I don't know if he's checking him for something, like an illegal substance or whatnot, but it's just the home plate umpire and the pitcher on the bump. And the camera, of course, is not trained on him. Classic Cardinal broadcast, folks. He warned him over something. What precisely it is, I do not know. And the broadcast is not giving us any hints visually, unfortunately. But it's an 0-1 count to Blaze Jordan. Runners on first and second with 2 out. Bottom of the 7th, 3-2 Cardinals. Here's the 0-1. Hit to the left side and stopped there by Machado on a hop. He throws to first, and he gets Jordan at first for the third and final out of the inning. So it was a low liner that Machado managed to pick up on a low hop, get to his feet deep behind third, and throw Blaze Jordan out at first for the third and final out of the inning. So, they leave a couple on, are not able to push any further across. We head to the top of the 8th inning. It is a 3-2 Cardinal lead here on the Tuesday night action. And I'm Paul D, and if you're just joining me here this evening, it is a 3-2 Cardinal lead. And thank you all so much for spending part of your Tuesday night with me. If you're enjoying my call of Redbirds action here on Game Mike, please do leave a like. It helps this channel out more than you can know, and I am very appreciative of it. In addition to that, you want to see more? By all means, hit subscribe. We have a wonderful, growing cast of characters here on Game Mike that's not just Cardinal fans, but baseball fans. And we'd all love to have you aboard. With that said, we're going to the top of the 8th inning. 3-2 Cardinals down at Busch Stadium. All right, let's see what we have here. Due up for the Padres in the top of the 8th is going to be Ty France, followed by Wagner, and then Duran. So 7, 8, 9 in the order for the Padres. And it looks like none other than Ryan Stanek is coming into the game for the Cardinals. Ethan, what did I miss? I have returned. Ethan, you've missed a lot, but not necessarily in terms of scoring. It's just been a very high-tension game. All right, let's get this all sorted out. Okay. So, once again, due up here for the Padres in the top of the 8th inning is Ty France, followed by Wagner, and then Duran, 7, 8, 9 in the order. Coming in is the righty Ryan Stanek, who did not have a great weekend up in Minnesota, as we are all so keenly aware. He does come in with the beginning of an inning. In 28 1/3, he has a 5.40 ERA, a whip of 1.55, and a Ks per 9 of 10.80. It's a righty-righty matchup. Stanek, he comes, set at the Birds, the first pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball, outside corner below the belt, 99 miles an hour, and the count is 0-1 to Ty France, who's 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI single. 255 with 6 home runs, 19 RBIs. Now here's the 0-1. Strike, four-seam fastball, outside corner at the knees, 99 miles an hour, and the count is 0-2. So Stanek has himself out in front of France with nobody on, nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. He comes set at the Birds, righty-righty matchup, the 0-2. A splitter down and away in the dirt, nowhere near the zone. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, Brother Joe, Ryan Stanek has to always worry you, unfortunately, and I hate to say it. Come and set Stanek, the 1-2. A slider just missed away and off the plate. He holds off on that thing, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the righty France. Come and set is Stanek. He deals. Hit foul down the first base side on the four-seam fastball up and away, 99 miles an hour. Count remains 2-2. I know where you're coming from on that one, Dave. Oh, David Hodge. It's a 2-2 count. Coming set at the Birds is Stanek, the 2-2 pitch. Foul down the first base side and out of play on the four-seam fastball up and away, 100 miles an hour. 2-2. So this one is going to be a nail-biter, folks. The Cardinals desperately want this game. Coming set at the Birds is Stanek, the 2-2 pitch. Chopped down the third base side field on a hop there by Blaze Jordan. He throws to first in time to get France at first for the first out of the inning. So, a decent job there by Stanek. Alrighty. Now here comes the left-hand hitter, Will Wagner. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts, 4 for 14 in 5 games this year. He's at DH tonight. Coming set is Stanek at the Birds. First pitch. Foul straight back on the four-seam fastball, up and in, triple digits, 100 miles an hour from Stanek, and the count is 0-1. There is nobody on with one out. 3-2 Cardinals in the top of the eighth inning. Righty-lefty matchup with the righty Stanek facing the lefty Wagner. Coming set at the Birds, the 0-1 pitch. Four-seam fastball just missed the inside corner, and the count is 1-1. Oh, yeah, he's definitely has gas, no question. Coming set is Stanek. He deals. Strike, four-seam fastball, outer third, thigh high, and the count is 1-2 strikes. So Stanek has himself ahead in the count over Wagner, 1-2 strikes. He is looking to redeem himself, to say the least. The 1-2. A splitter down and in and out of the zone. Able to hold up on that one is Wagner, and that brings the count even to 2-2 strikes. Back onto the bump is Stanek. He comes set. He deals. Check swing on the splitter. Did he go around? Yes, says Blue down the third baseline for the second out of the inning. So he couldn't hold up on that splitter down and in from Stanek. Down Wagner goes hacking. Well, it'll look that way at the box score at least. It was a check swing, strike three, and he definitely went around. And that'll be the second out of the inning. So a couple of quicks out here by Ryan Stanek. Now here's the catcher, the right-handed hitting Duran. Here's the first pitch. A sinker away for a ball, 98 miles an hour. The count is 1-0, no strikes. Nobody on with 2 outs, a 1-0 count in the top of the eighth inning. 3-2 Cardinals, righty-righty matchup. Coming set is Stanek. The 1-0 pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball, outer third below the belt. And that brings the count to 1-1. He's back onto the rubber. He comes set at the Birds. Coming set. The 1-1 pitch. A slider down and away out of the zone. 89 miles an hour. That'll bring the count to 2-1. Got to drink some more of that water. Back into the box is Duran. Righty-righty matchup. And Stanek is back to the extreme first base side of the rubber. He comes set. The 2-1. Swinging strike on the slider down and away. Kind of had him flailing on that thing, did Stanek. And that brings the count even. 2 strikes. It is a 3-2 Cardinal lead. He comes set at the stretch. The 2-2. Chop foul down the third base side. Now to play on the splitter away. 91 miles an hour. Back into the box is the righty Duran. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And back onto the bump is Stanek. He has his pitch, and he comes set at the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Swing. Oh, it's a foul ball out there over towards the visiting dugout. Goes foul. It looked there for a moment like he had missed that thing until everybody's head went up. And in the other direction. And the count's still 2-2. Coming set is Stanek. The 2-2 pitch. Swinging strike three. Down goes Duran for the third and final out of the inning. Ryan Stanek puts the Padres down in order. And after 7.5 innings of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 3 and the San Diego Padres 2. I'm Paul D. And thank you all so much for spending part of your Tuesday evening with me watching the Cards take on the Padres. And once again, thank you so much for being so gracious for my having to cancel last night's play-by-play stream. I just was far too sick at the time and not prepared to do it. I'm still just as sick, but I have what I need here to make this a reasonable call. And so your grace and understanding in the matter is not gone unnoticed, to say the least. And I really do appreciate that. I don't like it when those things happen. Nobody does. But all the same, I thank you all so much. It is deeply appreciated. It was okay. I was at the game. Well, cheers to you, Jacob. Is For Life in the building? Hey, For Life. Good to see you, my friend. All right. Sorry you're sick, Paul D. It happens, For Life. It happens. I'm just glad to be here. That's the one thing I can say. Sick or otherwise, so long as I'm armed to do the job properly, one thing is for certain. There is no other place I'd rather be doing exactly and always doing exactly what I'm doing. I get to hang out with all of you. I get to call play-by-play for the St. Louis Cardinals here on YouTube for you wonderful folks who keep coming back. And quite frankly, I mean, that's just as cool as it gets. Bar none. All right, we are back getting ready for the bottom of the 8th inning. It's going to be the lefty Church, followed by Weatherholt, and then Herrera. And it looks like Wandy Peralta is going to start the bottom of the 8th for the Padres. So Nate Church is going to get there into the box. So that's a lefty, and a righty, followed by a lefty and another righty. All right, and the lefty, Peralta, is now in the game. He is in for Marinaccio. This is a lefty-lefty matchup. It's a 3-2 game in the bottom of the 8th inning. Coming set is Peralta, the first pitch. Sinker strike right down Broadway, 98 miles an hour. And the count is no balls and 1 strike to the lefty hitting center fielder for St. Louis. Coming set Peralta, the 0-1. Chopped down the first base side and goes foul on the changeup in. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. For Life. I'll be praying for you, Paul. I really appreciate that, For Life. Peralta, 34 innings pitched, a 2.12 ERA, and a whip of 1.38, 6.35 Ks per 9. It's an 0-2 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Foul down the third baseline and out of play on the four-seam fastball up and away, 98 miles an hour. Count remains 0-2. O'Brien is rested, yes. For better or worse, Sam, he is. Josh Bradley made it back, y'all. Great to have you back, Josh. It's an 0-2 count. Coming set Peralta. Here's the pitch. Hit down the left field line, giving chase for it down the line against the stands, and it goes foul. The count's 0-2. I don't know. My heart can take O'Brien tonight. You and me both, Justin. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Nobody on and nobody out. 3-2 Cardinals, bottom of the 8th, lefty-lefty matchup. Leading off here is the lefty Church. It's an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Four-seam fastball just missed away at 98 miles an hour, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 334 watching. We should be at least 150 likes. Let's hit that like button. Cheers, Ronald Lyle. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A slider in the dirt, nowhere near the zone, 91 miles an hour from Peralta. And the count is 2-2. A single, a walk, and a lineout for Nate Church tonight. He is 1-for-2. Peralta looks in. He comes set at the letters. The pitch. Chopped up the middle. Fielded there on a big hop from Peralta. He throws to first. And he just gets Church going down the line at first for the first out of the inning. Another big chop right out there in front of home plate off the bat. Stayed in the air for quite a while. Landing underneath it perfectly was Peralta. And then tossed over to first to get Church flying down the line for the first out of the inning. Now here is J.J. Weatherholt, another lefty-lefty matchup. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Nobody on with 1 out. Here's the first pitch. Hit on up the middle and into center field for a base hit over the leaping attempt by Xander Bogaerts. And J.J. Weatherholt has himself a 1-out single in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now here's Ivan Herrera, who has gotten beamed twice tonight, both in the exact same part of his body, which is the upper left arm, the one that actually faces the pitcher. So there's a runner on first with 1 out. 3-2 Cardinals, bottom of the 8th inning. He's just getting pitched inside a ton. He is into the box. Weatherholt leads off first. It's a lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch from Peralta. A slider down and in and out of the zone. A ball. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. JJ leads off first. Coming set is Peralta, the 1-0. Changeup down and away. And it is ruled a ball. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. It's a 2-0 count. Back into the box is Herrera. Coming set is Peralta. The 2-0 pitch. And there is a high pop-up in foul territory to the left of third. Underneath it is Machado in foul territory. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So as you can imagine, J.J. Weatherholt will stay right there at first. I believe J.J. now is actually 3 for 4 on the night. Oh, he is indeed. He's 3 for 4 with a walk. He has just been amazing, folks. Now here is Alec Burleson. He is 1 for 4 tonight, and it is a lefty-lefty matchup with the lefty Peralta on the mound. Runner leads off first with 2 out. Here's the pitch. A sinker well upstairs, 98 miles per hour, clear out of the zone, and the count is 1 ball, no strikes. That one hit came back in the 5th. Runner leads off first. Coming set is Peralta, lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-0 pitch. Hit to the right side, fielded there on a hop by Tatis Jr. He throws to first. Gets Burleson on the throw for the third and final out of the inning. And I think we all know exactly who's in all likelihood coming into this game. I think that's Riley O'Brien, and it definitely is. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th. And it's a 3-2 Cardinal lead. And we all know what the ups and downs of Riley O'Brien. We saw it this weekend, especially on the Saturday afternoon, where he came in with like a 4 or 5 run lead in the bottom of the 9th to try to close out the Twins. And I believe the Cardinals end up winning the game in 9-5, maybe 9-6. Point is, it was never that close. He certainly didn't come in a safe situation, but tonight definitely is one. Oh, no, the Cardinals are 3 outs away, I think. But stand by. Yeah, they are. Top of the 9th, excuse me. It's the top of the 9th. But yeah, the Cardinals are 3 outs away, yes. And this is last licks for the Padres, no question. All right, so top of the 9th, 3-2 Cardinals. Last licks for the Padres. Due up for the Padres in the top of the 9th will be, starting right with the top of the order, you got Tatis Jr., followed by Jackson Merrill, and then Manny Machado. And if you get to it, Xander Bogaerts, Sheets. This is not an easy assignment for Riley O'Brien. All right. Let's go. Base and win _prods. Good to see you, Max. Also, Max, you asked me the other day, and I didn't get a chance to answer it, if I like Star Wars. Short answer, yes, I do, Max. All right. Here comes Riley O'Brien, the right-hander. He's coming in to try to nail down the save for the Cardinals here. Riley O'Brien, in 30 games, has a 3-3 record with a 3.86 ERA, 30 in the third innings pitched with 32 strikeouts and a 1.22 whip. It has been an interesting journey for Riley O'Brien in 2026, and so go the fortunes of the Cardinals. Now it's a righty-righty matchup. The first pitch to Tatis Jr. Sweeper strike, outside corner below the belt, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. He comes set at the belt. The 0-1 pitch. Up and in, a sinker out of the zone, 98 miles an hour. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 9.49 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. O'Brien comes set. He deals to Tatis. hit down to the third base side, fielded there by the shortstop Wynn. He throws to first in time to get the first out of the inning. It was hit clear down the left side. Mason Wynn ended up getting to it deep into the hole. Planted, got Tatis Jr. at first for the first out of the inning. Now here's the lefty hitting center fielder, Jackson Merrill. A ground out, a strikeout swinging, and a double. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Nobody on with one out. 3-2 Cardinals, top of the ninth. Here's the pitch. Foul down the third base side and out of play. On the sinker in to the left-hander. The count is 0-1. Back onto the rubber is O'Brien. In the box is Merrill. Coming set is O'Brien. The 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball out to center field. Right underneath it is Church. He's camped underneath it. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So both O'Brien and the Cardinals are 1 out away from nailing down this victory in Game 2 of the 3-game set against the Padres down at Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis on the western banks of the mighty Mississippi. Everybody at Busch Stadium is on their feet. Now here comes Manny Machado, the right-hander. It's a righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. A sinker away for a ball, 98 miles an hour. The count is 1-0. Manny Machado, the third baseman, he's 0 for 3 tonight. Coming set at the belt is O'Brien. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Out and away, a sinker, 99 miles per hour, floats over the lefty batter's box, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. No doubt he's going to try to pitch Machado carefully here. Coming set is O'Brien, the 2-0 pitch. Chop foul behind the plate on the sinker, down and in, 98 miles an hour. Count is 2-1. A ground out, a strikeout looking, and a strikeout swinging for Manny Machado tonight. It's a 2-1 count to the righty hitting third baseman for San Diego with nobody on and 2 out. Coming set is O'Brien. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the sweeper away. Swung underneath that one did Machado. And O'Brien, and by extension the Cardinals, are 1 strike away. Back onto the bump is O'Brien. He comes set. The 2-2 pitch. A sweeper down and away and in the dirt, 84 miles an hour. Not remotely tempted was Machado on the offering. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, is on deck. Coming set is O'Brien at the belt. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Did he go run the sweeper down and away? No, says Blue down the first baseline. He held up, so Manny Machado works a 2-out walk. And boy, were they just dialing up the tension on that one. Now here comes Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. The Padres have a runner on first with 2 out in the top of the 9th inning. 3 cheers for Paul D for the great job calling this wonderful game. Thank you, Paul, for all you do. I'm happy to do it. Happy to do it, Ronald. So there's a brief chat on the mound between Herrera and O'Brien. Xander Bogaerts steps into the box. He is a right-hander. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout tonight. And there's a pinch runner for Machado down at first in the person of Bowen. It's a righty-righty matchup. Coming set is O'Brien. The first pitch to Bogaerts. Swinging strike on the sweeper away. Swung underneath that one did Bogaerts. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Foul out, ground out, and a strikeout looking for Xander Bogaerts tonight. He's 0 for 3. Runner on first with 2 outs, no 1 count. Coming set is O'Brien. The 0-1 pitch. Hit down to the left side, fielded there on the ground by Mason Wynn. He throws to first in time, and that will do it. 3-2 Cardinals over the Padres is your final. And now here's the victory tune. 3-2 Redbirds over the Friars is your final. Play your air guitar at home. Oh, Riley O'Brien makes it a little bit interesting with that 2-out walk of Manny Machado. But he gets come in, he largely does the job tonight. He records the save, which is about all you can ask for in this situation, can you not? So, the Cardinals have a 3-2 lead, 3-2 win. Andre Pallante tonight is the winning pitcher. His record will improve to 8-4. Michael King, he will lose it. He will fall to 4-6. Pallante now sits with an ERA of 3.76 for 2026, and Michael King has an ERA of 3.60. And Riley O'Brien nails down his 18th save of the campaign with an ERA of 3.73. So I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me here and spending part of your Tuesday night with me watching this rather thrilling Cardinals victory in Game 2 of 3, when the victory last night 3-0 and the victory here tonight 3-2. The Cardinals have won the series against San Diego here in the early week, and tomorrow afternoon is Getaway Day, a businessman special, an afternoon game to close out this series where the Cardinals are going to be going for the sweep. So by all means, get out your broomsticks without a question. So as a programming note, tomorrow afternoon's game, the finale at Busch Stadium against these very same San Diego Padres, is scheduled to begin. It has a first pitch of 1:15 p.m. Central Time. I will begin the play-by-play live stream here on Game Mike at 1:05 p.m. Central Time tomorrow for the Businessman Special. There is not yet a projected and announced starter for the Padres. However, Kyle Leahy is the projected starter tomorrow afternoon for the Redbirds. The right-hander is currently 5-3 with a 4.64 ERA. But with all of that said, once again, thank you all so much for your understanding regarding last night. Let's put it this way. Well, I'm not feeling much better physically at the moment. You guys really did help pull me through. And for that, I can only thank you immensely. And, we still have a little ways to go with this audio only, but eventually I'll be back in the studio out in St. Louis, back into the digs. But it is a 3-2 Cardinal victory. And I'd like to thank you all so much for coming by and us just keeping each other company. This has been a presentation of Bombers Game Mike. I'll see you all tomorrow afternoon at 1:05 p.m. Central Time for the beginning of the play-by-play live stream, with the 1:15 p.m. scheduled first pitch at Busch Stadium for the conclusion, the finale, the Getaway Day, as the Cardinals go for the sweep. And so I'm going to go lay down, folks, but thank you all so much for your kind words. I hope to see you again tomorrow. 3-2 Cardinals is your final. I hope you are well, wherever you may be watching or listening to both, and that goes for both you and yours. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. I'm Paul D, and Bombers Game Mike, over and out.